In the mists of ancient time, a poet sings of great deeds wrought by mighty heroes, of monsters slain and justice restored, of wise counsel and devious strategies, of courage, valor, and daring, defiant of the gods themselves. On their way back home from the war, the heroes have become lost among strange islands populated by mythical creatures, dangerous villains, legendary kingdoms, and desperate people, each entangled in strife at the mercy of the capricious gods. It falls to you as the epic heroes of your age to seize this opportunity for greatness, to set things right in these lost lands, overcome the trials of the gods, monsters, and mortals, prove the glory of your name, and win your way back home.
It's hard.
I'm telling you.
I'm sure it's not.
No. Greetings, people of Earth! You caught us in mid-Google, and I apologize. My name is Rob Wieland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. And tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood live stream group where we explore the wonderful world of tabletop games outside of Dungeons and Dragons.
We may not be all that friendly right now because Jordan.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a great time over here.
So, tonight we are playing our second session of the game Agon, which is currently being produced by Evil Hat Productions. It is the second edition of the game that was designed by John Harper, and the second edition is designed by John Harper and Sean Nittner. Harper is a fantastic game designer who has made games like Blades in the Dark, and this game was a game that got me into the sort of narrative indie side of role-playing. I'm very excited to see a new edition, and we played it 2 weeks ago. I got to really kind of fire it up, and I really enjoyed watching this game, which is about mythic heroes in Greece battling monsters, and I was very excited to watch the width and depth of different approaches that the players took to overcome challenges besides just stabbing things, and I think that's a great change from the first edition, and I think that's also a great element of how it reflects mythology, because in mythology they fought a bunch of stuff, but they also tricked it and talked about it and banged it. So there are a lot of different ways to there are a lot of different ways to bang that cat, as the old saying goes.
What?
And it's not we'll fix it in post. Anyway.
No, we won't. We're leaving
No, we're leaving that.
It's a term for cleaning your rugs.
No.
Does anybody have any whiteout?
For me, or for
mental whiteout, or actual?
No, probably not handy.
I do not know.
Okay.
So tonight we are on our second adventure in the world of Agon, where our players are going to be portraying mythic heroes who are going to be encountering elements of Greek mythology that's been kind of mushed around, remixed for classical mythic adventures in the pursuit of glory.
Yes.
This game is 90% cooperative, but there is a vital 10% that is competitive. The heroes are working together as a team, but of course, when you're a player on a team, you want to be the star player on the team, and that is why. For this session, the leader of the group, because her character has the highest glory out of the rest of the team, is our player, Ms. Jordan Fishburne.
She's the leader
What?
of the bunch.
Me?
You?
Oh my
I feel like we
goodness.
need to get you like a tiara or something.
Oh,
It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
So I was like, oh no, you're the leader. You get a leader hat.
That
Jordan,
is
you're-
not a
okay,
tiara.
Okay.
Jordan, you're the
It
best
is-
leader.
Not the right era,
So
culture.
what we're going
Or
to
the
do
world.
before we get started is we're going to have our players each introduce themselves, introduce their
You should only wear
characters
that ever.
by giving us their name and their epithet. And they are going to talk about what the most memorable moment from last session was to help everybody kind of come back together and remember, oh yeah, that cool thing happened. Oh yeah, that cool thing happened. And Jordan,
Shall I take the lead?
you may take the lead and you may choose who gets to go first in this.
I'll go first as the leader. You should really step your responsibilities up
Leading
and
from
lead
the
by
front.
example.
Oh man.
Servant leadership.
Yes.
I already hate her.
My name is Jordan Fishburne. I am playing Kyria, the storm-eyed scion of Scythia, who worships Hecate. Fantastic and amazing. And my favorite part from last episode was story time, when we were trying to keep Heather set awake.
Look it up. Your notes are great.
They're right here.
That's the name
Sorsha.
of the city.
Sorsha.
Sorsha.
was the
Sorsha,
first
thank you.
word. You were so close. They both had vowels.
Keeping Sorsha awake.
Nice
And
try though.
my favorite scene within that was the battle scene when everybody was fighting against a giant, or I say everybody, I really mean Polybius and
The giant of
I
Caesar.
tried.
Pasiphae and Domon tried to do something but just jumped off a building. So that was my
Perspective
favorite
is
part.
weird.
You have two eyes.
Maybe Domon needs glasses.
Yeah, but there's three
Did you ever think of
perspectives.
that?
You only have two eyes.
This is before glasses existed.
Maybe.
Definitely.
It would be so
Ben
cruel
Franklin
that such
invented
so perfect a
bifocals,
body
never
would
mind.
have so poor an eyesight. It's probably the heat rising off of his pecs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's accurate.
modify. Speaking of which, let's go to our man candy for our next introduction, if you would please.
I'm Ethan Ixon Anderson, also known as Man Candy. I'm playing Stronglimb Doman.
Hashtag man.
Yeah, sorry, man candy.
And
Man spankinopita. Yeah,
Spanakopita?
yeah, that. I'm never gonna say that right. Never in a million years.
and I think my favorite part probably taking over dreams with my body.
Fair, that was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I feel like every time Doman shows up, things veer into Cinemax After Dark territory. Like not like actual,
Explicit
But, like-
material,
but
but
like it's close.
you get the lead up. You get the
pushes
power.
it down to
Like,
HBO.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like, what? This is HBO at midnight. Okay, well, I don't remember this part of Hercules, but whatever. Let's go to our next player.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, and I am playing the lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes. My favorite part of last episode was saving the life of my good friend Polybius from the great giant who nearly clubbed him to death.
That's not how I remember it.
Clearly. You
Well-
nearly got clubbed to death, so...
The good news is that it's your turn next, player.
Yeah. Hello, my name's Toig Sheik. I am playing the iron-minded Polybius, scion of Xanthos, and honored god is Athena. My favorite part is very specific. It is within Domon's story, not the part about getting oiled up, not the part about jumping in the water, but the part about then kidnapping the woman.
Yeah.
Is my
And maybe not realizing that he was kidnapping a woman. Because that felt like one of those dumb things that happens in mythology all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
where Hercules
Well,
is
you
like,
see, I thought I
"Oh,
was saving her
shit.
from drowning,
Is that-
but in fact, I kidnapped her.
huh, weirdest thing. Anyway.
That was great.
And last, but certainly not least, our final player of the evening.
Hi, I'm Sarah Babe. I do plot points and encounter party. Look them up; they're great. I am playing Thalia, the Heart Forger, scion of Hephaestus, loved by Zeus. And I think, oh god, I like how Domon beat the dude in dreams with puppies.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Yeah.
just great. I can't really... That was good. Good job, Domon. Good job.
All right. Well, now that we have everybody has had a moment to express their favorite memory from last session, let's get on with our next adventure. The next island that the heroes are encountering on their way home is the Isle of Krios. Krios is a cold and rocky isle, fabled for its gold mines. Legend says that the island is protected by a ring of everlasting storm clouds, which keep the land's riches safe from marauders. On their way to Krios, it is up to the gods have given the leader some signs, and it is up to that leader to not only read what those signs are, but during the course of play, interpret them as he or she may. So, Kyria, if you would please read the signs of the gods.
It is a tough job, but somebody has to do it.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry if you guys thought I was going to be tolerable today.
I had no illusions.
The Queen of Heaven has sent us her sign, a sacred peacock leading the pious to restore what is lost. Zeus, the Lord of the Sky, has sent a sign of ruin, the works of man brought low, the pillars of stone around this land dashed into the sea. Hermes, the god of thieves, has sent us a sign as well. On top, the bounty of riches is a raven, and it's saying for spoils to those who deserve them.
So we begin our adventure tonight with our heroes entering a mining settlement on the island, and the main thing that you have noticed is the legends seem to have been incorrect. For Krios is supposedly has a ring of everlasting storm clouds that circle the island to protect the riches from being plundered from the mining towns like this, and there is not a cloud in the sky. The only or the main sign that there is something amiss is that there is something of a panic going on in this village.
Did we get the name of the village?
Krios.
Krios.
The island?
I thought the Krios was...
Oh.
We're gonna
Both.
make it the same thing
Okay.
for easy bookkeeping.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's
It's
Krios.
Like
Thank
New York,
you.
New York.
Yes, because otherwise you're going to misinterpret names and
Wait, like Uptown Krios, Downtown Borough.
like I don't. Yeah,
Midtown
no. There's an
I knew
IV
Q
place that I
Krios.
It's like Kralendijk and Rincon, two towns. Period.
and I think a couple of the villagers approach you
I'm standing very dramatically with my hair.
Well, you
My
also
braid
have
blowing in
the
wind, so.
the strange symbols on your armor, so I think some of the villagers recognize you as somebody who has some sort of, mystic knowledge or perhaps some sort of pull with the gods. They walk past you who are doing who invented the eye roll in ancient Greece.
Strange symbols on our armor are just sponsorships.
Yeah. This one's for ye old turkey Michelin.
Ironically, one of them Nike. So,
Which is technically the Roman god. Oh, I'm just ruining it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
No,
that's
sorry.
the joke. So I feel like that. I feel like this room and our viewers are one of the only people that would actually laugh at that joke. So that's a very targeted joke. But they come up to you. It's gone. Can you help us? Can you protect us? It's gone.
Please remain calm. What is gone?
The pillar. The pillar of storms. It's been taken.
Oh no! Freak out! Panic!
Ah!
Yes.
And they run away, freaking out and panicking.
Well done.
Yep. It was amusing to me.
And
That.
in the distance, you do hear the echoes. And the flap of wings.
Ah,
There are harpies, and they are coming.
Fight!
And another
Mhm.
another pair of villagers come storming out of what looks to be like a central meeting house, and they are bickering. Well, they're bickering with each other, but one of them, one is a woman who is dressed in leathers, and she has dirt smeared up and down her arms. She sees the heroes in the village and walks away from the person that she's arguing with in mid-sentence. The person that she's arguing in mid-sentence is a slender older man with thinning hair, wearing the robes of a priest of Hera. And he kind of looks at incredulously as she walks away, and she walks up to the five of you and says, "Where did you get those?
These.
To what are you referring?
The weapons, the armor. We need those."
Oh, no.
No. I am not asking for yours,
Okay.
but I'm assuming that you have extras, like spears and bows and things like that.
I find when you just ask a god, they give it to you.
That's not. No.
No.
Are you talking
We-
about the harpies that are incoming?
Yes, it is time for us to learn how to defend ourselves.
We
I
shall
thought-
do that for you.
I find mid-battle is not the best time.
Well, we have to start sometime, don't we?
This is not.
Says the older man.
Excuse you.
I do apologize for the interruptions. You must excuse Malatia. She is but a simple minor. She does not understand how how creatures like the Harpies.
Minor.
Is she underage,
Minor.
or does she work in mines?
If this is a mining village, y'all, so.
She folds her arms and says, "Did you know that you're the first person to ever make that joke?"
In history.
Wow.
What?
Well done.
Check
Add
that
some
out.
glory.
Did I completely miss?
I am not associated with
I
these
wasn't even
people.
paying attention.
I think that what is more important is for to protect our life. We need to get everybody into the Temple of Hera, and we need to pray to Hera to protect us. That's
Hard
the-
pass.
What's
wise.
her name?
This is wise. Do that, and we'll do battle for you.
I'm going to slowly.
I'm Ionestes.
ENSDs.
I'm going to
Or
slowly
Ionestes.
walk away out of the priest's eyes.
Yeah.
Like priests?
She's beloved by Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Zeus'
yeah.
side piece?
Yeah.
Remember all those jokes?
Yeah.
It's like I was paying attention. That's why I moved this one
yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
You both have your pros in this, but now is not the time to begin to fight.
It takes many, many years to get to the level.
It's
Or
a
at
pointy
least-
stick. You put it into the other
At least
person.
some training whatsoever with something as dangerous as a harpy. Go inside for now and we will defeat them and call for when you're done.
As they start to swoop up over the side.
Yeah, we start rushing them.
Run now!
Go.
All right. Who will face this contest as the Harpies swoop down from the sky, scooping up villagers?
Yeah.
Polybius.
I think
Lion-hearted Pasiphae
Everybody,
shall slay
everybody.
these harpies.
Everybody in this pub.
Everybody, every day.
Blood and valor?
Get
Yes, this is going to be a contest of blood and valor, but
But?
dun dun dun. There are two things to be aware of. One, when facing harpies in a contest of blood and valor,
Never cry.
Don't be a witcher and don't be in a boat.
Or
Just-
don't be swimming is the worst one.
yeah, no, you just watch as the boat slowly gets ripped apart, and you're like, it's not my boat. I don't care.
I stole it from that island.
Yeah. He's got insurance. It's fine. But there are two things to be aware of. One, that the harpies are perilous,
Uh-oh.
which
We take
two
pathos.
pathos? Was it?
I believe it's a pathos before.
That's what I thought.
I thought that was for mythic.
But that's what that is what I'm looking up right now. I thought I had it written down. I was wrong. I said that they were perilous.
Nice.
You mark pathos if you suffer
If we
against them.
suffer.
If you suffer.
Oh, we got this then. I'm
So
fine.
bad.
But there's something else.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more pain. The harpies
Mhm.
also are skyborn. They inflict pathos before any contest against them, in which they can freely strike from the air. Which, since you are in the streets of the village, they are. So to get to join this contest, you will in fact have to mark pathos.
That's fine.
And if you
Okay.
suffer, you mark pathos again.
Yeah, that's fair. Right
So
out the gate.
yeah,
Little hot out the gate.
so their rating for blood and valor is 2d8. I like that everybody was ready to jump into the contest before you actually heard what the strife number is going to be.
It's
But-
the first contest of the
Yeah,
episode.
nobody wants to wuss out on that one.
Plus, I have to lead by example. I have to go.
Yeah, now the pressure's on. You're the front runner. You can't take a knee.
I have to set an example.
I'm looking forward to, and we all know it's going to happen. There's going to be the episode where your dice just quit.
Yep.
Like-
It's going to be this episode, Rob. What are you talking about?
so, as the Strife player, what I do is I roll their
Hey, Domon.
dice. I take the highest one and add 5 to it to set the Strife number. And the Strife number for today is 12.
Ooh.
Who will face this contest? Declare your D's.
I, iron-minded Polybius.
I
No,
lion.
no,
Huh?
go.
Oh, okay.
We're doing it in order, kids.
Okay. all right.
Ah! Fuck. Do I add all these together?
No, you take the
Blood
2
and
top.
valor.
Take 2 top. Well, that sucks. I got 7.
All right, so you will suffer.
So-
Who faces this contest next?
I, lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes.
'Cause
We'll
you-
call in the favor of Thalia, please. Your name die, if you will.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Oh, don't forget, you can
And I'm
take
doing divine favor.
if you spend a bond, you can, instead of marking pathos,
Block.
have somebody jump in and block that for you.
Yep,
So
that
keep
was
that
my
in mind.
plan.
Oh.
That was my
You can do that instead of using a name die?
Yes.
Or you still get to use a name die?
No, instead of. So you'd have to call in
I'm
that's
still
a
I'm
separate
using
use from
the name
bond. Okay.
13. 15.
Ooh, one of those is going in jail.
Plus my D4 for my Divine Favor, so 16.
Okay. You do not suffer. You prevail.
I want the glory.
All right. Who will face this contest next?
Strong-limbed Oman will. He will hammer them.
With his feet.
Also, the C8 rolled a 1, so it's going in jail.
Nice.
Ooh.
I got a 6.
Oh no.
Anytime Ethan says nice, I know it's nice.
Hey,
Apparently-
Kai is going to block that for me, though.
You're still going to suffer, but you're
Yeah.
just not going to take any pathos
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
You got that.
I got you.
Apparently, you applied the dry rub to you instead of the Greco-Roman oils. Like everyone's like, is that cumin? I don't.
I accidentally used Chipotle instead of. And then it got in my eyes. so.
Why do you smell like tikka masala? Is that curry? Heartforger Thalia, Scion of Hephaestus, shall use her powers to wrap a vine around one of the Harpies to bring them to the ground.
Also, don't forget if you are using Divine Favor to declare that in your roll.
I did. And I got a 12. Yes.
Well, 12
Nice.
is enough to prevail.
I know, that's why I'm really excited about it.
Because I am going to start to decide that if you use Divine Favor and you fail, that god is probably going to be a little mad at you.
Oh.
Because you called on they gave you a hand and you
still
still suck.
He
Stab
said,
yourself in your own foot.
Why did I ever fuck that spider to make you? Oh my God.
Oh, Tony, can I have my die back?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
I storm-eyed
They rolled a
Kyria,
6, by the way.
a friend of Domon and person here, is using the knowledge of Apollo to face this challenge and trying to roll Ethan's big ass fucking dice.
If you ask for my help, I give you a big die.
So that's you take the 2 and then
Two
add
highest.
the
To
thing.
highest and add the D4.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right.
Woo!
So, who suffers?
I do!
I'm okay.
Who prevails?
I
Who is best?
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes!
So, what happens in these?
Please.
What's that?
Please
Tell me how much glory, Rob.
So, I want to
It's
bathe
12.
it.
Give me
So-
that glory.
You got some glory?
That's it? I don't think so.
And then everybody else is half. Never mind.
So-
Rob will answer it.
Those who suffer gain 1 glory.
Yeah.
But they also mark pathos unless they spend a bond
Yeah.
to.
But we're marking pathos anyway because they're skyborn.
Right.
Yes.
So basically, if you fail, you get 2 unless you want to burn some
But
bonds.
to avoid that pathos, you had to do the bond before the thing, right?
No.
For pain, you can roll at a time.
Stop. The pathos beforehand, you could have spent a bond to not pay that. Pathos now, because now is the fail time for the failed people who failed.
I think he's trying to say you're a failure, Ethan.
For whoever is mayor of
Failure.
Failtown, you can now spend a bond to block the pathos.
I can now spend
Yes.
a bond. Okay.
Snowclown builds Snowtown.
Do I have to call on someone?
Yep.
Pasiphae.
Yes.
Deal with that.
Oh, certainly.
And
I
spend
will
a bond
absolutely,
on it
in
too,
my success, also block your failure.
In
no
my
problem.
sweet. How do you do that? Can you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, talk more, please.
As I rush into the oncoming battle, I notice a harpy going straight for my good friend Polybius. And as its claws nearly sink themselves into his face, I slice its arm off as I run past.
Just like the giant.
Thankfully, I'm a man, So all the history books will say that I did it.
I mean,
Well,
Good point.
no, I feel like the actual histories might say the women did it, but then when they get translated, that's when
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, that's not happening.
Thank you, translators.
So after a contest has been declared and everybody has determined whether they have suffered, which means they rolled lower than the difficulty number that I set, or prevailed, which is equal to or higher than, or best, which is the highest, we then go in roll order of they get to describe their scene and what happened and how they failed. So who had the lowest roll out of those who suffered?
I believe I did.
So you got a 6?
I had a 6.
And to your...
I had 7.
So, all right. So kick us off. How do you suffer, Domon, as the Harpies attack Krios?
As a harpy descended upon me,
Gets your nipple.
I grabbed my hammer and I swung. And I swung too early. And the weight of the hammer pulled me over forward. And I ended up falling flat on my face.
As the Harpy swoops past, he's not even worth it. All right. How do you suffer?
A harpy comes down, and as I charge to stab it, it grabs my spear and brings it and chokes me out
Okay.
with it.
All right. Who prevailed?
We did.
What did you roll?
Well, we both rolled 12.
Oh, both rolled 12.
I'll let the leader go first.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
After I got done distracting the harpy that was trying to hurt Domon, because I was his blocker for that pathos, I utilized my whip to keep the area clear as the people ran inside the buildings and took down a harpy with a nice rap and
Smash into a wall or something.
Yeah.
All right. The old rap and smash.
nice little.
The harpy that's coming after me. How many harpers are there?
Enough.
Probably around half a dozen.
Good, dude. Thanks. Real helpful there. Yeah, I will take the vines that I've grown out of my being and wrap it around 2 of them and bring them down to the floor. Yeah.
It's your tale.
So
Tell
there's
us.
2 of them down on the
Okay.
ground.
And who
So-
is best?
That's your skyborn. Yes.
as I begin to rush forward, and I notice that my good friend Kyria here is blocking the harpies from the good city people who must get to safety. So I rush forward and slice the arm off of the one that nearly stabbed my good friend Polybius in the face. Which allowed the harpy to bleed out and therefore killed it. I notice there are 2 harpies left. And so I pull a Xena and I jump in the air, kicking one in the face while slicing the other one's head off, and turn and stab it with the gladius in the face.
All right. So,
And stand without being short of breath at all.
maybe a little glisten just for a little,
Just glisten.
Just for
Still
the
short in
glow.
height.
for the
Just a glow off of my sunned skin.
for suffering against the Harpies. Those gain 1 glory for participating in the contest. Those who prevailed against the Harpies gain 6 glory. Those who were best gain 12 glory.
So close to 80. So close.
And as
I'm coming for ya.
I know.
as the screams of the Harpies subside, the 2 townsfolk that were arguing, come back from cover, and the minor militia says, "All right, well, you're obviously the one who needs to teach us how to fight."
Clearly. I mean, I don't know why you would think any of the rest of them would be.
Well,
no, I'm joking.
he's
We're all
kind-
very
well,
good.
he's
We're
kind
all
of
very,
cute,
very good.
but-
I'm just...
You purposefully do bad so they don't ask you to do anything.
In truth, though,
Yes.
no, we do work as a very good unit. So we all have our special skills, and mine happens to be Blood and valor.
No. And the priest comes up again and says, I apologize for Militia. She speaks out of turn. If you're teaching her how to, her and the other miners, how to fight, they won't have time to do their actual jobs, which is to take gold out of the island and allow us to rebuild the temple. Allow us to rebuild the temple so that we can be protected by the gods once again.
Well, in all likelihood, it would make more sense for us to return your pillar of
Storms.
Yes, the thing.
Ionestes, I would also hope that you would consider, if they all die from these attacks, from not being able to defend themselves, then they will also not be able to pull the gold from the mine.
So,
do I get a +1 logic glory point? I'm 1 away from 80! I'm so close.
You're not in a contest yet.
Contest of wit.
So instead you would curse us, because the Temple of Hera has been neglected all of these years.
I doubt that Hera would cause suffering for the people of this town, if only for them to protect themselves against a
Is Hera anybody's
evil
main
force?
squeeze?
No.
No. I don't even have any of her favor.
Nope. Cunning is not my strong suit.
Do you even know who Hera is?
Yes?
Who are you
Yeah.
talking to?
I do. However, I don't want these townspeople to die either.
Precisely.
The faster that we can teach them to defend themselves means we won't have to worry about them in this village as we go recover the Pillar of Storm.
Or we can go recover the Pillar of Storm, fight all of the monsters. They can go ahead and build themselves and rebuild their beautiful temple to Hera.
This Ionestes guy is giving me a really bad feeling because he was introduced in the first act. So
Here's
I
a
think
compromise. Here's a compromise. Here's a
I'm a
compromise.
priest of Hera over here.
If you introduce a villain in the first half, he has to do something evil by the third.
Here's a compromise. We take
my insight of Hecate.
we take the miners that are possibly more bloody minded.
All the children.
About maybe half of them. Yes, the fit ones,
The
And
militias
we-
of the group.
the militias of the group, and we teach them how to defend
That's
their
very kind of you,
peers.
but I am married.
I am also taken, thank you. We're good. That was a really odd. Why did
Well, you called me fit, and I am. I work very hard every day,
Yeah.
okay.
hammering gold into
Well,
statuary.
my sweet
and
Cassandra is also very fit.
So you're making. He feels a little made up. Let's be real here.
I've never seen him.
He lives in Canada.
Which hasn't even been invented yet.
He lives in ancient Greece, Canada.
Age of Greek, yeah.
Cassandra is a great scholar. You need not know anything. Regardless. I don't know what I was saying.
Is he a dog?
You were only gonna teach half of us how to fight.
Yes.
So that means that we've got to choose who is gonna learn how to fight and who's gonna die the next time the Harpies show up.
Correct.
I should hope that those of you who would learn to fight would possibly use those skills to defend your peers.
She's not.
Or all
I don't
of
like
us,
her.
Or all of us could learn to fight,
Yeah.
and that way we don't have to defend anybody because we're all fighting.
Some of you
just
aren't going to be good
go
at it.
in
I'm
the
going to
mine?
put that out there.
Harpy is sky creature. You go underground. Good.
It's not only going to be harpies, dear Domon.
Well, it's Harpies now.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's Harpies now, probably because
More will follow.
well, especially because of because of what happened to the pillar.
I begin to wrap up my chain. Can you maybe explain a bit more about what happened to the Pillar of Storms?
I'd like to slowly start sneaking away towards where the Harpies came from. Because fighting the Harpies is going to be better than dealing with the Priest of Hera.
Excuse me, says the Priest of Hera. Ionestes. Do you not want to know what's about the Pillar of Storms if you're going to go back to acquire it? You're just going to have your fellow shipmates tell you later?
Well, you see, the Harpies
are here at the behest of Zeus.
Right. And I was going to try to negotiate with them.
What do you...
Can you negotiate?
And
Why did
Harping?
Zeus
And
send the Harpies?
And everyone knows that if you're going to negotiate with Harpies, you have to do it one-on-one.
Well, and you certainly don't want to go against them in a battle of wits.
Because, says Ionestes, the Pillar of Storms...
is what kept the storms around the island and protected it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're building a temple to Hera, someone decided to make that Pillar of Storms go away because that will be a representation of Zeus, correct?
Well, technically, as I recall...
Okay, so that's a yes.
Well, no, okay. So...
In all likelihood,
That's a damn it.
if a god was in charge of stealing that or sending someone to steal, it would be Hermes, since he's the god of thieves.
I could probably
No.
call in a good favor with good pops.
You would think that the Pillar of Storms would be an item of Zeus to protect the Temple of Hera. So I'm unsure as to why he would be sending the Harpies unless he's displeased that it's been stolen.
You're very wise.
Flip my hair back, except I can't because it's braided in this game.
Well, I'm sure he's doubly upset because not only has the pillar been stolen, but also the temple to his wife has been neglected.
What neglect was caused? You said that they're mining gold to replace onto the temple.
Yes, and they send that gold away to make all of the temples in the islands splendid, except the one right here. Why is that? And
Maybe because you're not.
and Militia mutters under her breath, "'Cause Hera's a bitch."
Oh! I would keep that quiet.
Maybe you are destined to be a humble representation of
No.
dear Hera.
Well, this is
Queen of
why
Heaven?
This is why I want you to teach us how to fight. Because if we can fight the Harpies, we don't need a stupid temple to Hera. The only reason that we would raise up the Temple of Hera is because we're afraid that she's going to be mean to us, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of.
The cunning of Hera is somewhat biting.
She is perhaps.
Yes.
She is.
I like that you're very like she's in small doses. That's fair. I get it.
Hera is formidable in her protections
Like
and
you think,
her wrath.
looking at Ionestes after Militia says that he looks like he's ready to faint. He's just like if he clutches like his the collar of his robe like as if it were pearls like, and immediately it like starts like. She does not. Sorry.
Hera is very formidable in her
Look,
graces.
she even cows all of you, you great hero.
Have you ever been chased by Hera? It's fucking terrifying.
Yes,
don't remember
that
being cowed.
wasn't a good day.
You were chased by Hera?
It wasn't a good day.
Well, it was. Yes.
Regardless.
Anywho.
Harpies!
I find that you're probably correct. It's entirely likely that dear father may have stolen
The Pillar of Storms.
the Pillar of Storms thing.
Of course.
He's probably the only one good enough to pull it off. So.
And
INSC says, actually, I know who took it.
it was.
Uh,
Please lead with this information in the future if this ever happens again.
Which it will, considering their intelligence at the moment.
Thesakira, the pirate queen.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm sure that if you left right now, you could still catch her vessel before it found the open sea.
Going to leave, but then you stopped me.
Okay,
We're
but
headed
the
towards the
Harpies
forest.
are going to murder these sweet, dear children.
I suggest that Dolmon
Get it
seduces the pirate queen. Would you? Be
How do you know
interested?
she swings that way?
I don't know, but I know that he does.
I'm just worried about catching the boat. It's kind of too
I
big
think he
to
probably
hold.
swings all ways.
Jeez.
That's a fair point. Well made.
Oh dear.
Well, you're the
Split
leader.
up-
It's time
split
to
up.
make some
Yeah,
decisions.
you get to
Oh,
decide,
yeah.
leader. Do you
Oh,
leader?
Glorious leader.
Do you decide to stay here and train the villagers to fight off the Harpies? Do you decide to order the miners to start to rebuild the Temple to Hera, or do you set off after Thesakira, the pirate queen?
Or do we ignore this whole thing and call this a short episode and go home?
Well, I'm still leading Inglorious, so that would probably actually be the best way to go because that means I'm the leader of the next episode. But
Cool. So I'll just mark
It all
the
started-
gods mad at you. That's cool. You jerks are gonna come back in 2 weeks. I'm cool with that.
I will turn this epic poem around right now.
I will turn this Odyssey right around.
based off the
You
signs,
should have
from
went to the bathroom of the Parthenon.
Based off of the signs from the gods, I think it would be best if we pursued Thesakira to retrieve the Pillar of Storms. While we are gone, in order to abate the wrath of Hera, I would advise that you do what you can to restore what is lost. But upon our return,
What was that, Rob?
That was
Dynasty is being
being like, yes.
I thought that was Rob.
Well, it was, but it was also INSC's being like, ha ha.
Okay.
But don't think that this means that these people should not learn to defend themselves. Being completely helpless in the face of these monsters is not a good idea either. Perhaps when we return with the pillar, which we will teach you a few things.
My family was once miners.
So were you.
If you just look beautiful and swing hard, it works every time.
Well,
They all also do mermaid commercials for.
Did they play for baseball team?
you heard the great hero Kyria. Let's get started on reconsecrating the temple. And
How did Thesakira get into Kyrios in the first place? With the heavy. Oh my gosh, no!
see, yeah, asking me for 15
How did
town
Kratos
names.
even kill the god?
How did Thesakira even get into Kyros in the first place? That's what I thought I said.
Krios.
I know not.
Kyros.
I awoke in the she must have come as a thief in the night, for I awoke in the morning and the pillar was gone
Where is the pillar held?
in the
Roll
temple.
to see if he's deceiving us.
Are you?
I didn't know. I don't.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
How does that work in this game?
I don't like him.
Craft and reason, maybe?
Yeah, this
Rob is doing a good job of making me not like him.
He was introduced in the first act. He's going to be the main
and it's
villain.
not. And I'm not gonna make the working
The
class
pirate
minor the
Yeah.
villain. So.
Yeah.
The last episode, the villain was. introduced
So
That's true.
okay, if you want
That's
to
true.
figure out if ISTs is deceiving you, let's go ahead and make that a
Craft and reason.
arts and oration roll.
Same thing for me.
So
Let's see which
anybody who
D6
wants to
feels
jump
like
into
rolling
this
well.
contest
I wish
Has-
to assist.
has to beat a 9.
Ooh, it's only a 9.
Okay.
Who is declaring this contest?
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, will attempt
Okay.
using her lion's heart because she does not like being lied to.
Find her out of liars.
Yes. That is a 10.
I, Kyria Stormide, Scion of Scythia, is also going to be part of this contest with the help of Domon.
Okay.
You're going to stand right next to me and look
Be distracting.
So I really want to get over 80. Oh, that's a 9.
We tied.
9. And then we have to do a...
A name die off.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10. You got
I did get a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Damn.
Sorry.
nine is the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have one more.
Thalia, the heart forger, shall look deep into his eyes to see his heart, to see if he's betraying us. Or deceiving us, I should say.
Ooh.
For you.
Oh. 9, 10, 11.
All right. Who
God, this game is great.
who suffers?
Nobody.
Who prevails?
Lion-hearted
I'll
Pasiphae.
Who is best?
Heart forger Thalia, scion of Hephaestus, beloved of Zeus.
So,
God, I love it. This game is great.
the three of you. So I think the three of you.
Give him a side eye.
Yep.
Well, you go with him to the Temple of Hera.
Yeah.
And are like, well, what happened? Because you're like, all right, let's Columbo this. Let's figure out what's going on. Whereas
Every time he's trying to make a serious conversation, I'm in the background chasing a butterfly.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that little bit.
Whereas I
Here's your
think
good
you
die back.
probably are going. You went back to the boat to get the sailors to get prepped because you're going to go pirate hunting.
Yep.
So you do discover there is some falseness in his heart.
He seemed pretty sketchy.
Do we get glory for that, Rob?
You will, but we have to. So you have to tell me what tips you off to the fact that he's lying to you. And let's start with.
Am I allowed to know the nature of the lie, or are we doing that right now?
He is lying to you in that he assisted Pesakira.
So you
Called it.
accomplice.
Yeah, he's an
Called it.
accomplice.
Called it.
So
Yeah, it's great that
Yeah.
you did best and you.
Oh,
you did.
no.
I was the one who was like, he's lying, let's find out.
I was like that when I said this is the first
But
act.
I was the one who was like, can I roll?
Too bad you don't get any
wasn't-
glory for that.
That's true.
I wasn't like that, but I still won.
Yeah, that's true. So to start off then, I'm going to examine the entrance of the temple and notice that it wasn't broken into per se, and mention
okay.
something to
Which
to
side of the
Thalia.
hinges on?
Thalia. Going, this door doesn't look like it was broken into.
After Kyria mentions that, I sidle up to Ionestes and I look at him in the eyes and I say, so, how is it that you knew that Thesakira, the pirate queen, snuck in the night to steal your
Pillar of Storms.
Pillar of Storms?
You really should work on your memory.
Yeah.
It's because there have been rumors that she has been sailing these seas, and who else but a bold pirate queen would dare defy the gods and steal a relic such as the
who else?
Pillar of Storms?
Forgive my rudeness earlier. I welcome you, Hera, priest of Hera, and I go to like hug him, and I just, you smell of the sea.
Oh.
She's cracked the case.
Just one more thing. Have you been on a boat?
just one more thing.
Yeah, just one more thing. You've been on a boat. You know her. You helped her. Out with it.
Speak.
I immediately hold up my spear to his throat.
Okay, hold on.
I thought you were on the boat.
Yeah.
I thought I was back by now.
Well, okay, hold on. Whoa, yeah, that's fine. No,
The
he says,
detective team.
so many riches beneath that mountain. Every time I go to the Miners' Council to ask for upkeep and to ask to make this temple a grand representation of the goddess Hera, I am laughed out of their quarters. We don't need that temple here. We have the pillar. Why do we need a temple to Hera when we have the Pillar of Storms, a present from Zeus himself? Well, that's why. Because now that it's gone, they needed to learn that what would happen without that pillar there. And if we could build up the Temple of Hera, then Hera would protect us instead of this stupid, loud, obnoxious Pillar of Storms. That thing does not turn off. You know what it's like to wander around an island where it rains every day? It's not great. Especially when lightning bolts accidentally keep striking the Temple of Hera.
Okay, can I just make this joke really quick?
Yeah.
This is not in character. So you're telling us that Zeus put his Pillar of Storms in the Temple of Hera?
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm out.
I'm head out.
Thank you. I just needed to get that out of my system. Oh god, okay.
As any fine, royal, godlike couple, there is conflict. You know this.
And on top of that, the mine here in this town furnishes Hera's temples across the world. This mine is still paying tribute to Hera, even if it's not the temple that sits in front of it. It's still furnishing her riches and showing her glory across the land.
You know,
Also,
maybe it's not the gold that's the problem. Maybe it's the priest.
I agree with the priest. If the sun's not out, you can't get your guns out.
Domon, let's
Oh,
stay on
God.
track.
Guns don't fucking exist yet.
I should also like to point out.
Are you sure?
I should like to point out two things. Your cunning here, which, as we all know, is Hera's,
MO.
thing.
Modus
You
operandi.
At that. So you're not a particularly cunning priest of Hera. Part 2. Your miners must choose their own path, and if they choose to follow another god than Hera, it is not your job to tell them otherwise.
They have to grow up sometime.
How else do you get heretics?
I exit the temple and find Malaysia and tell them it's not going to be necessary to work until they can continue to help themselves, and I give them some weapons from our ship so they can...
How else do you get him? Choke yourself. Jesus age.
All right, so you get back on board your ship and set out after the Pirate Queen.
The Sakira,
The Sakira. And It does not take long.
How
for
much
you...
glory did we get?
Oh
for
yes,
that?
sorry about that. Did I forget that?
Do I get glory for
Not as
helping?
much as Sarah.
You get
No.
1 glory for helping.
Oh, you do. Nice.
You get those who prevailed get 5 glory. But Sarah was best, so she gets 9.
Well, why is it only 9? Why isn't it 10?
Because that was the strife.
The target number is how much glory you get.
Oh, okay.
Can
Yeah.
I ask a question? Do I now
The
get
harder
to
it is, the
change
more
my
glory.
name die immediately to a D8, or do I have to wait until the end of the episode?
Do it right now.
Yes. Oh, yes. All right. Sorry. Just D8 glory die right here.
Where are the soft things to throw at people when you need them?
This is your house. I don't know why you don't have an array.
Thanks, Sarah.
Or you
You're
can go get the
welcome.
burrito.
Ooh, I should
Throw
just grab.
a burrito.
I have 4 of those.
So
It might keep me for half an episode.
before we start checking things, let's get to the act break here. You set out in pursuit of Thessakira, and it does not take long for you to find her because
She's dead!
no, her vessel is roiled in a storm.
That's
Oh,
That makes
not
sense.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she's got...
The storm of pillars. The
Dumbass.
pillar of
Her
storms.
sails are
Her boat
are
is full of
fat
glue stick.
with wind, pushing her at an abrupt speed.
Riders on the
And
storm.
you can even as you approach, you see her standing on the prow of the ship with the artifact cradled next to her, and she's laughing into the wind.
Because
Oh, I
Superior
like
said
her.
never gives up her dead when the winds of November come early.
And
I like her.
she stops and tilts her head into the artifact, and then
Oh, it's
her,
talking to her. Great.
her eyes sweep out towards your vessel, and her voice is quickly soaked up by the howling wind that surrounds her ship, even as she points at your vessel. And that's when the lightning bolt hits your deck.
Oh, good. Not the Scafosi, me Scaphos.
What a babe.
And
That was the
that
name.
is our first act of Agon. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Act 2 as the heroes pursue Thessakira, the Pirate Queen, and the Pillar of Storms. We'll be back with those adventures in just a few moments. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Act 2 of our second episode of Agon, second edition from Evil Hat Productions. When we last left our mythic heroes, they had just laid their eyes on the Pirate Queen Thessakira, who had in her possession the Pillar of Storms, and was using it to sail away faster and strike out lightning at her opponents. Now, so my question to the heroes is, how do you want to do this?
Does anybody have archery? Can we just shoot her from here?
Well, that's the thing. Do you want to throw down with her? Are you trying to trail her to her base of operations? Or what are you doing? Like, I'm assuming that you had enough time to come up with a plan, and even if that plan is let's just go get her, that's fine. But now, let's do a perhaps a flashback scene to how do we want to handle the Pirate Queen as you are sailing towards her?
What do you want
say-
to do, oh fearless leader?
Well,
Like,
no. The
yeah,
idea here is you come up with
Yeah.
the plans, and then she's the
I
one
just
who
get to decide who's right.
she's the decider.
I'm gonna follow whatever you think is best.
Yeah.
I,
I
believe
say we
Flevius
hail
has
her
a-
down and speak with her.
Okay.
I say we board her ship, try to talk with her, but if it doesn't work, we just
Murder her.
So-
murder her.
That was my
So-
plan, but with an asterisk.
Yes, it's a better plan.
So we're not trailing her to her base then? That's not on anybody's mind?
We have no idea how far that is.
I mean, you still got 2 people.
Do you have anything on your mind, Domo?
The most dangerous question you can ask in this game. What are your thoughts on this, Domo?
How? If she has the storm, how do we get in?
You can swim.
Very
right?
good sailing.
You're a good swimmer, right?
Acumen.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. I could try to use my vines. You could try to use your whip. Just because I'm sure it's magical and gets longer if it needs to
Chain.
be.
Sure. We can add that.
And like pull the boat in.
That could be... That
You
could
don't
work.
think we could just...
And there's probably
boat?
things on our ship, too, that we could use to try to...
Didn't you just strike our ship with lightning?
This is a flashback.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
Could we build a trebuchet and shoot one of us on the
No.
deck? Human cannonball.
No.
We don't want to go into the water. No.
Domon, I'm not sure even you could survive that.
So...
Shall we
You,
try?
you never know
Where-
until you try.
Where we're standing now is trying to catch her ship in open sea, then.
Yes.
And talk with her and take back the pillar,
And also murder her if it doesn't work.
if necessary, yes. You never know. Sometimes we can talk people around or leave them for further adventures later.
All right, so the contest is a contest
nudge,
of
nudge.
blood and valor.
Ooh.
As you are approaching her in the open seas, and she does not want to talk to you. So them's fighting words. Let me roll the contest or the strife first. Thessakira, raven-haired, swift-shooting Thessakira, the pirate queen, has a name die of D8.
Yeah, she does
Blood
sound
and
like
valor of 2D8.
Ooh. Dang.
And hey, I'm just reading what's on the piece of paper here. And she is battle hardened. In a contest of blood and valor with her crew by her side, she is considered epic.
Ooh.
Which means
It's a pathos just to engage her.
it is a pathos just to engage
So
her.
much pathos.
Remember, you can spend bonds
Yeah.
to do so. And in addition to those dice, oh, you thought I was done?
But wait, there's more.
She does have the Pillar of Storms, which is a D10 advantage dice.
Son of a birch.
Ooh, fuck.
This is when you call in all the flavors.
Fuck.
Ooh, that's a lot of twos.
But that's also 2 8s,
Four.
which means the strife is 13 to beat. Who will enter this contest of blood and valor?
And I'm using my bond with Thalia to avoid pathos on the outside.
Okay, how do you help?
Yeah. How do you help me avoid
So I
this
think that the
pain?
pathos is what is the lightning strike that we.
I simply, because of my bond with Zeus, I'm able to move you just over to the side, so the lightning strike doesn't hit you.
Or
Thank you.
may I suggest,
Sure.
because you have a bond of Zeus, you step in front of the lightning, and Zeus basically pulls his shot like, oh, I can't hit my bay, and then
Yeah,
okay.
Awesome.
that works.
Can
I'll pull Zeus.
I call in you?
Yeah.
Okay, I call in Kyria.
I'd
Okay.
like to call in Polybius.
Oh man, everybody's helping each other. All right, so how do you
I'd
help?
like to call
Could use one of your
I would
D6
like
or
to call you
mine.
in.
As-
No, wait. Are you calling in for? Oh, sorry, pause.
Yeah.
So now let's do anybody who's calling bonds to avoid the pathos.
No.
Nope.
No.
I did
Okay.
to avoid the first pathos.
Okay.
yes.
But so you're all calling in for help on the roll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm the only
I just
one
wanted
that
to
was
make
like,
it clear for me
nah.
and for the audience.
Okay. So
No, that's good.
me,
That's a good call.
me,
'Cause we didn't specify.
So
This one.
Who
Okay, who is entering the contest of blood and valor
help me
against?
out with-
Iron-minded
Alright.
Polybius.
Name your
Fine.
deeds and make your roll. Iron-minded Polybius, you go first since you
Okay.
shouted your name.
Do you need this?
Well, I just need one from you so I can, because you're
Okay.
helping me.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Here's a gold one.
How is she helping you?
I am going to draw fire at the outset to assist with
Okay,
Give
draw
you
fire away
nothing.
from you. Cool.
Yeah.
I am also using Hermes daring to
Okay.
help me with this.
Top 2 plus your D4.
13.
All right, you prevail. Who is declaring their deeds next?
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, has called in the assistance of Polybius
You
and
were
also
so
the
good
divine
job.
favor of her father Hermes.
Who? How do you help Pasiphae?
I use my spear and my shield and I start bashing it as like a taunt to draw her attention.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I was rolling the right number.
That's
What do you
all
get if you add another pathos?
You can bring in another domain die.
Another domain die. I'm doing that.
Which domain are you adding? And how?
Blood and Valor.
You're already rolling.
Oh, I have
Blood and
to. I have
Valor.
to bring in a different one.
Yeah, you're already using
Okay,
Blood and Valor.
alright.
You can't just.
Then
I'm gonna
I
use
shall
this
bring in
solving
Resolve
blood
and
and
Spirit.
valor.
I'll use Resolve and Spirit. Let me just decide which D6 I'm gonna use. This one. I'm using that one.
I like that.
that's going in
I like the
jail.
deciding means rolling a bunch of times
Okay.
and then imprisoning the rest.
Only the ones and
So
twos.
how are you using your resolve and
and
spirit
Spirit.
here?
I think I take the helm of the ship and steer it into the storm.
Okay.
So that we can make
Because they're not.
yeah.
They're expecting you to steer away, and you're
Yeah.
like, ha ha ha, suckers.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
I buy that. 15.
15.
That means that you prevail.
And these are going in jail.
Did you mean for that to rhyme?
The 7
Yes.
the 7 wasn't in there. I think she has to re-roll that.
No, it hit the table on the 7. Don't be me.
No, I-
As the
Nice
leader, no bullying.
All right. So looks like you are currently best. Who wishes to declare their name and make their deeds next?
Strong-limbed Oman will take the rope from the sail and stretch it like a crossbow and try to launch himself using the daring of Hermes.
All right.
And I'll assist by making the bow stronger with the vines that
Okay.
I command.
So I'm attempting to use myself as the bolt in a crossbow to get to the ship.
Mm-hmm. 14.
14.
You prevail.
Alright.
Who is declaring their deeds next?
Thalia the Heartforger, scion of Hephaestus, shall attempt to tangle this mast of the ship on the side.
Okay.
Alright.
15.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got it.
All right. You suffer. And last but certainly not least.
Kyria, the storm-eyed scion of Scythia, will face this contest with the insight of Hecate and the help of Polybius.
How do you help, Polybius?
Crap. I... Give you a pep talk?
You can do it. Words have power, man.
Do it.
Yeah, words have power.
Oh my God, Tommy.
What? I need to know,
Christ.
Rob. So this right here is 12, plus 1 is 13.
All right.
So that's good though.
That's good enough.
I didn't win.
I didn't win though. I didn't win. All right. Who suffers?
Me.
Who prevails?
I.
Who is best?
It is I, Lionheart Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes.
So, we begin with those who suffer.
I try to reach my vines, and as I'm trying to also reinforce the ropes that Doman is using, I get pulled by the rope that he's using and just fall back onto the deck of the ship,
Okay.
flopping around like some sort of useless fish.
So, who rolled 13?
I.
I did.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Have a preference?
I'm assuming I have spare spears. So
Spears.
Spears.
I use my spear as a javelin, throw it, and stab one of her men.
Okay.
After the wonderful pep talk that Polybius gave me,
Yeah.
like, you're doing a great job as a leader. We really believe in
Yep.
you.
You're better than passive.
I like the health insurance you picked. Thank you for the extra
Thank you.
vacation.
It's so nice that
Dental.
you
Yeah.
bring in
Yeah, dental.
donuts every morning.
Dental and optical is nice.
Free lunch every day is dope.
You're welcome, everybody. I work really hard to make you happy. I use my chain to spike into the side of the boat and get us close enough that people can start boarding onto their vessel. And then after securing it, I jump in and start doing a little action,
Okay.
chaining some people up,
Okay.
spiking them,
Who is next highest?
making hard
I
eyes at
am.
the Sakura.
I meant to pull the boat closer, but I succeeded better than that, and I ended up hitting the pillar itself and grabbing onto it. And now I'm just hugging the pillar, waiting, protecting it.
Okay.
With your manly pecs.
Okay. And best.
So as we near the storm, I grab the wheel and steer us into the storm, so that which pulls us alongside, so that Doman can shoot himself at the pillar, and Kyria can link the ships with her
Chain.
thing,
My spike chain.
spiked chain
Yeah.
thing.
My magical spike chain that can get longer now.
That thing. And I think I jump on the ship right away and make for Thesakira
Okay.
and put her on point so that we may speechify.
Okay.
You don't make a little bit of hard eyes at her? She
No.
deserves it. She sounds so cool.
I need no other loves.
There.
All right. So, those who suffered gain 1 glory. Those who prevailed gain 7 glory. Those who, she who is best gains 13 glory.
You guys, I just realized these pens are double-ended. I mean, I realize like that's absolutely nothing related to game, but I'm very excited about it.
Is it a fine tip and a wide tip?
No, it's a like a fine tip and a brush tip.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm so sorry for being incredibly distracted about it, but that has
that's
been
cool.
one of the most exciting things I've had happen to me all day. So, I mean, except this game, of course. But
Life in Wisconsin.
I also got a
Thanks a
good.
lot.
I also got a good parking spot at work. Okay,
Ooh.
I'm real sorry. Back to game. Okay.
So, Domon, you are holding the
I rolled a 7 by
you are
accident.
holding the Pillar of Storms, and you realize what it is made out of.
Zeus's penis.
It is 4 harpy heads
Oh,
Whoa.
gross.
that have been run through on a massive pike.
Oh, and it was talking to her.
And as you're holding them, the heads are still rotating.
Oh, gross. Gross. Not as sexy.
Are they talking or attempting to bite, or...
I think they're talking. To you.
What are they saying?
One of us always.
Deliver us, Doman, son of Doman, and we shall reward you in ways that you could not possibly imagine. Yes, deliver us, Doman of Doman.
I can imagine quite a lot. I don't know.
Oh,
What is-
man?
The third one, what is it that you seek? Is it gold? Is it power? Is it the pleasures of the flesh?
No. Good MLT when the mutton's nice and lean.
Man, you're just bopping out references left and right. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Deliver us to your honored god, and they shall reward you for the power upon which you deliver us.
With a sandwich.
I will say, you're not very pretty.
Oh, yeah, it's fair.
And they all look. All the heads look at you, but we have 4 mouths.
Good point.
Harpies have so many
But
teeth. So many teeth.
I have one penis.
And it's not mine. What?
Doman. Let's stop Doman.
Meanwhile,
Akira. Good day.
Pasiphae.
Ah, you've heard of me.
Yes,
Lovely.
I've heard of the tales told of the impressive sidekick of Kyria.
Yay!
I've made my life achievement
Yep.
right now. This is all I really needed everybody by. Back in
You were
time.
right. You were right. You stand face to face with the sidekick of Kyria.
I'm a
This is
D8.
how you lose your head. Is
I'm
that
a
what you're
D8
looking
name,
for right
guys.
now?
That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I'm waiting for you to go get help.
I walk up.
I would like to stab her.
Okay.
No, she's so pretty.
We're done now.
That was not a character. It's just Jordan's feelings.
Pasiphae doesn't take back talk.
Ladies out there, if you want to press Jordan, get a pirate ship, stand on it, with lightning around you.
Have Raven
Also,
here.
sever 4 harpy heads, put a stick through them.
Yeah, that wasn't as pretty a pillar as I thought it was gonna be.
It's not the pillar of Aphrodite. It's the pillar of storms.
I mean, y'all can try to stop me right now, but I'm just saying. I'm
No,
threatening to murder her.
I'm currently in conversation.
She thinks you're her sidekick, so I'm a fan of hers.
Well, you take your swing, and she backflips and draws her own blade.
Oh, it's Madam Ping. Fuck.
I think it's rather rude that you're trying to stab me.
I think it's rather rude that you've decided I'm a side.
That's just what I've heard. Other people have decided that you're a sidekick.
she is.
Pasiphae.
I mean-
great job.
He thinks you're a sidekick.
All right.
He's an
Sidekick.
asshole.
Let me. I gotta go get my spear. Hold on.
We are but a team of equals in the eyes of the gods.
Oh,
all right,
how humble she is.
Rob, you're not helping me not fall in love with that's Akira. Okay.
This is all a bunch of malakas.
Where were you bringing the Pillar of Storms?
I was going to give it to my patron,
Hermes.
Hermes.
Oh, good.
Oh, now you're on board with this.
Well, Hermes is my father, so yeah, let's go give it to Hermes.
I think we should return it to where it was lost. That was the sign that the gods sent us.
Yeah, but the two of you are like,
That is the sign that was sent to us by the gods. And until we return this, those people in that village will be in danger.
You were sent multiple signs, though, yeah?
As the leader, I get to choose what the signs say. So
they'll be fine.
really,
They'll learn to fight off Harpies. Harpies aren't that difficult. I mean, even you slew some Harpies, right?
I do not like you.
Actually,
And in fact,
I know.
the next time I'm chatting with Pops, I'm gonna tell him to
the
forsake
Harpies
you.
actually got
Okay.
the
Well,
I'm gonna ask him to forsake you.
they probably think you're a sidekick because you're a tattletale.
Really?
Oh.
Uh-huh. What tattletaling have I done yet?
Well, you just said I'm gonna go tell Daddy
I said
about
I'm
you.
going to, yes.
Oh,
I haven't
but
yet.
I haven't. Oh.
Someone else talk to this thing.
The Harpies actually got the better of her. I actually killed them off.
Says the man who nearly lost his face to a harpy.
No, that was her. I fought them off.
to set the story
Please.
straight, Pasiphae actually prevailed very well against the Harpies. However, we will have to take this pillar back to the village in order to save them from further harm.
Very well.
Though you
We
did,
fight as a team, you see.
though we do have a little bit of sadness that you can't deliver it to Hermes, I guess.
There
At
is
the-
great sadness.
At the end
However,
of the
you'll
day,
understand.
our job is to protect the people there. How did you even know about this pillar?
Did
Ionestes tell you?
Is it really a pillar?
Well, I mean, it's like
Now that
a.
we're looking at it.
Kind of.
It's a stack of heads.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
I've
in a
seen worse
broad
pillars.
sense a pillar. Yes.
I've seen worse pillars.
I'm surprised he didn't mention the harpy heads when he was talking about how loud it was. I'm sure that's why he's mad. He's like, they won't shut up.
Actually, I think that's what Thessakira says. He's like, he was so happy to get rid of that thing. It is the easiest artifact I've ever stolen. He basically gave it to me.
Yeah, we got that idea.
What sort of pride is that in spoils that were given to you? Isn't it more fun to take things by force if you're a thief? Isn't
Aren't
that
you just
Oh, no.
Aren't you an
Really,
awful
The easy
what-
steals are
What
the good
sorts of
ones.
things are you interested in taking by force?
I'm not gonna answer that.
We have 4 mouths.
No.
This is our horniest adventure yet.
Listen, guys, if I would have wanted this, I would have stayed home and played Dragon Age, okay?
Alistair.
Oh no, dude, I'm riding the
Iron
bull.
Bull.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
So
That's another show.
what it sounds like to me, the GM, not
Yeah.
totally awesome, flirtatious pirate queen, is that you are trying to talk her down,
Yeah, to send them off.
and this
peacefully.
seems like so
we don't have to. I
trying
know
to
Tony
talk
wants to.
a pirate queen to willingly give up a magic item, I think, is a contest of arts and oration. So
I never get to do anything with craft and reason.
Make her a Valentine.
Do some craftier things.
Yeah. I thought I was reasoning.
I made you this mix vase.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Where each one is like a different one of Kyria's deeds.
Pasted together.
Story
Yeah.
of her in her burgeoning love. That's Akira.
So the good news here is that Thessakira is actually not that
Strong there.
strong there either.
Okay, thank goodness.
So the strife to defeat her is a 12 in this contest of arts and oration to peaceably
Running really low on D6s, you guys.
give. Maybe you
rolling
need an
really
early
bad.
release program.
No.
I'm gonna use
So-
another.
Who will
No way.
engage in this contest of arts and oration to convince Thessakira to part with her
Pasiphae, help me out.
Do
you have any extra D6s that aren't
to
dead?
part
Yeah, that one
with
rolls
her
okay. Here, take this
prize?
Such a rat.
That one rolled better.
fine. Okay.
Willingly.
Because it's
do what I'm
against her, do we need to do the whole pathos things ahead of time?
That only occurs if
Battle?
she is only epic. Only in contests of blood and valor.
Okay.
Okay.
So this one actually, even if you lose, you won't lose pathos.
Okay.
So who will engage in this contest?
Thalia, Heartforger, daughter of Hephaestus, loved by Zeus, shall participate.
Okay. How are you? What are you arguing? At least tell me what you are arguing with her to convince you to give it up.
The gratitude of Zeus is much more far-reaching.
It's better than whatever
Yeah,
$5
basically.
Hermes was going to give you for it.
Right.
Fair enough.
Like the king of the gods versus the messenger of the gods type of thing.
Get it.
Yo, I'm just saying, like,
Just your dad.
what am I trying to get past?
12.
12 is the strife total.
14.
Nice.
Okay. Who else will face this contest?
I will face this contest. Kyria, the storm-eyed scion of Scythia, will use help from Pasiphae and
are you helping
insight from
Pasiphae?
I'm
Hecate.
holding my sword to her throat still.
Okay.
Being bad cop to good cop.
Yes.
Sure.
The old bad Spartan, good Spartan routine.
So 8 plus 6
14.
plus 1.
15.
You.
I just
Doman will try
Just a cute.
indirectly by having a conversation with the heads in the background. Basically,
That distracts everyone.
trying to convince her that these heads are dumb.
Okay.
Thank you for the 6, Tawny.
No problem. I told you it was a good one. You thought it was lying.
11.
You suffer.
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, will also attempt using the insight of Hecate and the assistance again of Polybius. Please.
Are you helping, Polybius?
I am asking the heads about their mouths and what they like to do with them.
I also marked another pathos.
Okay.
And I'm using the insight of Hecate. Yeah, I already said that.
Do you guys sing? You should try singing. Like you're your own group right here.
Got a 3 on that insight though.
11.
You suffer.
I mean, what?
Whoa.
Sorry. I'm not laughing.
We tied.
Who?
Remember, sidekick.
Okay.
Fuck off.
We've taken
Who suffer?
I have.
You each gain 1 glory.
Nice.
Who prevails?
I.
Who is best?
Kyria, storm-eyed, scion of Scythia.
I get a glory because she used my
Can we drown her?
assistance or no?
Because I asked for it,
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Quick question. 'Cause I haven't
Don't for
been
that,
doing
right?
Yeah.
With her
So because
Panther-like
I
form
helped,
and
I helped you twice
braided
now,
hair.
right?
Yes.
Does that mean I get 2 bonds with her?
I think that's only if you...
Okay.
You
Yeah,
get
sorry.
bonds later, I thought.
No, we
Or do we do that later?
no, so you can gain a bond if you sit out and
and you give the name that you're like,
You
I'm gonna
give
help
the
you.
name, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
sure. That's
when
what
you
it is. Cool.
spend
Thank
a bond, your companion describes how they assist your action in a contest, and they give you a copy of the name guide, but you get no glory for that.
Gotcha.
Because they basically say, "Help me out, buddy.
Mhm.
You owe me."
Hmm.
So those who suffer
Yes.
gain 1 glory. Those who prevail gain 6 glory. Those who whoever is best gains 12 glory.
Did Tony the glory for helping?
No.
You know, the good news is, folks, she's gonna max out at 240 eventually. So...
Dice need to stop supporting you.
I would argue you could potentially get to 280.
Because in theory you hit 240.
you get to go up over it. Yeah.
You should shut your mouth.
But the good news is that, we had one other leader at the start of the series. So when I'm the leader for the rest of the series, somebody else did have a chance.
Your tires are going to get slashed in like 2 weeks.
You know that salt I just gave you? I like that fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do need it because of how salty you are.
All right.
It's
who
just the
rolled
dried
the
salt
least?
of our tears.
We died.
Oh wait, Sarah, what did you get?
Not as low as you.
Okay.
I got a 14.
She
Okay.
prevailed, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Okay.
No, you're good.
We tied at 11. Here, I'll fail first. In my arts and oration, which is going so well, with dear Thesakira, my good friend Polybius was trying to distract her by talking to the pillar about its mouths. And
if I may make a suggestion,
yeah, absolutely.
like he's talking about the pillar, and I think she blindly just snatches the sword that you had pointed at her, and it's like, that's a good point. Oh, sorry, that's yours.
She's so great.
I don't like her.
She Bugs Bunnied you.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty great.
Fuck off. So that's what happened.
So I was talking with the heads as well, debating with them on the benefits of this MLT sandwich and whether or not it would be worth the travel when there is snacks aboard our own ship.
Would the sandwich travel well itself, too?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
It turns out they're very good at debate.
Yeah.
I think by good at debate, they let you ramble on for like 5 minutes, and then they get sick of it, and you get hit by a bolt of lightning. All right, who prevailed?
I did. I just basically remind her of the benefits of, pleasing the king of the gods versus the messenger.
And I walk close to her and I basically reiterate a little bit what I said before. This is not a glorious win to bring before Hermes at the end of the day. It was given to you at the temple. There's better spoils and glory for you out there on the sea that will surpass this. And we've already taken it.
Boom.
Well, if I am to be defeated, I'm honored to have been outwitted by Storm-Eyed Kyria.
You're here.
All right. Safe travels, Thesakira. We'll be on our way.
What? Are you in a hurry to leave? I thought that perhaps once we restored the artifact to the vessel that we could spend some time praying to Hera.
Is that the slang in Greece?
It is now.
No, they literally invented the word. I don't know why they would come up with.
I don't know if it would best be restored by the person who took it.
Well,
I do think it would be hilarious to see the look on Ionesti's face.
That's
there is
true.
that. He is a treacherous little shit.
Yeah, I didn't like him either, so...
Yeah,
I don't know which one of you I like worse.
What does that even mean?
You're welcome.
Then I guess 2 ships in a storm is better than 1. And we go. Yeah.
Ships passing in the night, never knew they existed.
But no, they're like, I see them.
They're right there.
Like, can you imagine the sailors on your vessel are like, no, come on, do not. He's staring at the sun again. Okay,
what
no.
is going on?
Turn it.
Domon's my favorite.
Oh God.
Isn't it satisfying drinking out of a cup that big?
My God, yeah. I feel like my face is gonna just be washed by it. So I was a little trepidatious.
So, you
Sail heroically back to Krios.
Sail away.
sail
Come
back
sail
to
away.
Krios under the banner of the Pillar of Storms, and you come onto a scene of chaos as dozens of harpies have descended on the village, blocking you from restoring the pillar.
I was just thinking we were only through Act 2, and I was like, what
This
are we
is
gonna
too
do for the rest
quick.
of the
Yeah.
time? I've used so much things.
We gotta.
God, this is
I
so bad.
was impressed that you were throwing out all that. I was like,
Want
oh,
all the
man.
glory!
It seems as if Hera herself does not want the pillar inserted back into her temple. And the
Phrasing.
only
You read the
way,
signs wrong.
the only way to scatter the harpies to the four winds once again is in glorious battle. And that is what we will resolve in Act 3 of our Agon adventure. We'll be back in just a few moments for that big old battle.
Yay.
And we are back for our epic battle between the Harpies of Krios Island and our heroes as they return with the pirate queen Thesakira on their side. So, the first part of the battle roll is the engagement. The heroes and the opponent make their opening moves, maneuvering for a superior position to seize an advantage in battle. The winner earns a 1d10 advantage die, which they may use during the battle. When you arrive at the back at the back to the island, you see a dozen harpies in the air, each with a poor miner scooped up in their grasp.
So less than ideal.
During this engagement part, so that means that because they are in the air, the harpies get some advantages when they make their strife roll.
Can we start with Pathos?
The Skyborn or whatever.
Yes.
I just imagine the miners
Thanks
being like,
for-
I thought we'd be better at this!
Thanks for helping me out with that, Domon.
Yeah,
anytime.
Doman, you're helping me with that, too.
How are you helping, Domon, since you're so in Hi, Domond.
Domon.
That was good. I have the pillar over my head, brandishing it like a sand person.
Except they're doing the
As a threat to the
Okay. So
Yeah.
the Harpies have a name die of D10. They have a 2d8 perilous blood and valor, which is what they're using. Or no, wait, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Okay, hold on a second.
Are we crafting and reasoning?
Well, I need to jump back, and because you all actually,
Oh, are we an epic threat now?
no, you tell me. You get to declare what domain you're using.
Blood and valor.
Aren't they harder?
I will say Thesakira is good at blood and valor.
If she's not fighting against us.
Why would she fight with the Harpies?
Just she wants that pillar back.
Yeah. She wants the heads.
It didn't seem like she wanted them all that much. Seemed like she might trade them for other favors.
So yeah, so they're gonna roll their blood and valor to set the strife, and then
Then we get to choose the domain.
You get to choose your
Bless
domain,
you.
how you're dealing with
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
Because they're clearly attacking and swooping up, and
Yeah.
and they have a 13 to beat in this contest.
Yikes. Okay.
So remember, so each hero player may choose the domain that they roll for engagement here. Whoever rolls best, in addition to gaining 13 glory, will also have a D10 advantage die, which I'm going to say that's Thessakira. So Thessakira will be fighting by that person's side.
Okay.
So, who will fight in this contest of the domain of your choice to seek advantage against the Harpies attacking?
What is the number we need to get past?
13.
Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, will use her blood and valor, as well as the assistance of Thalia, for this epic battle. Oh, okay. I'll put back one metal die for that. Okay.
I'd like to remind you, you can't put my dice in your jail.
Oh, 8.
You.
Oh, wait. Yeah, 8.
Suffer.
I would like
That's
to
what you get for making me
call
wait.
on Kyria. Thank you.
Who is next?
Wait, isn't it your name die?
Yes.
Oh, it is my name die, so you get a D8.
Oh, so I gotta use all your shit.
Nugget.
Yes, but that means you actually have to ask Jordan for help. And,
Can I have help?
Hey,
Yeah.
Jordan, can I have help?
and
Yeah.
I love that they're all like,
I'm-
"Hit me up. What do we do?
I thought you can only give help to one person, though.
Oh.
No, if you're spending bonds,
I'm
you
better
just
than
take
you.
it.
If you
Okay.
give it freely.
Okay.
I would like help from Pasiphae, though, later on, so can I have a good one?
All right.
That would just roll a 1.
So
Sorry.
Now it's
Tell me-
now
Wait,
it's
no,
time
that's
for it to roll a
Sarah's,
6
isn't it?
now,
It's reset.
though.
If
It's
that's what you
reset.
think, have fun.
All right,
This is
so
a
declare your
situation.
contest and your
So-
name.
Thalia, the Heart Forger, shall use Resolve and Spirit against
How?
by teaching them the benefits of friendship.
Well, resolve and spirit can mean things like standing tall and like willpower.
yeah.
so
Sorry, yeah. I'll just stand up to them and tell them
This
is not- this serves no purpose.
This is going to go down on your permanent record.
Yeah, basically. Don't you know who I
Zeus is going to be so mad at you
I'm the
guys.
Juggernaut, bitch.
am? Right, yeah.
That's my job title at work.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Wait, Juggernaut bitch?
Juggernaut.
Oh, okay.
I think Juggernaut bitch is more hilarious.
That's why I was like,
but-
I don't know if that's
let me
a.
put that in my email. But
I don't know if that's a good.
What are we going for?
The strife
13.
total is 13.
We can't pull in.
Not after you roll.
Okay.
What did you roll?
I rolled 11.
Hey, welcome
You
to the fail party.
suffer. I really like saying that. That's my favorite part of this game.
Strong-limbed Oman will brandish the pillar above his head as he's running through the streets and he sees a glint of light off of the temple entrance, using Apollo's knowledge to say, get under a doorway so they can't fly down at you.
Oh, are you using craft and reason here?
I was using Resolve and Spirit by just ignoring and running.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. It's a great plan either way. I like that you're the first person to like get out of the streets, you assholes.
That's why I had to use a God influence in order for that to make sense.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
$15.
You
Why are you adding all 3
Oh,
dice?
never mind.
14.
14. I had the wrong one.
you prevail.
Domon's first good idea is to get in a door.
Like an earthquake.
Like he looks up and like, God, why? Wait a minute.
I still want to
No,
back. I gave you
obviously
one
the
that
Harpies tell him that. The heads, they're like,
Door!
Iron-minded Polybius will use blood and valor to fight them off with the let's see, the daring of Hermes.
okay.
Ooh, Jordan, thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to add the
My name is worth a lot now,
the
so.
D4 because that's a
19.
Damn.
you
How
prevail.
Holy shit! Give me that 8!
Give me that back, son.
Which one am I getting rid of? I'll get rid of this one.
But he probably already juiced it, so now it's going to give you like a 2.
I don't care.
You have to have one dice, like
I am already
Wait.
upset that I'm not going to be able to fight with my babe, so I'm not using
but I'm
any
right
favor.
here.
Storm-eyed Kyria will face this contest with the help of her friend Pasiphae,
Using what domain?
using Craft and Reason.
How so?
She's going to use the blood of the Hydra with the tongue of the Siren and try to lure the Harpies into
It's a
the
trap.
center of town and further down from their flight path.
Okay.
So, little magic shit. 8 plus 7.
15.
Yeah. Thank you, Tawny. I appreciate you adding for
You
me. It's very helpful.
prevail. All right. Who suffers?
I'm running out of D6s, y'all. I do.
I have a couple.
Oh, that would be me.
So you
I don't
each
have
gain
to use
glory.
anymore.
Who prevails?
I do.
This will be your
Who
second time
is
getting the advantage.
best?
Iron-minded Polybius.
This is your second time getting the advantage.
It is.
You gain, yeah, like he's quiet, but then he's clutch in like the third quarter. Like he's that bench player that is like, okay, I'll shoot some threes. It's cool. Don't worry about it. 13
That was
glory to
sports.
you. 6 glory to those who prevail. 1 glory
Yeah.
to those who suffer. And starting with the lowest roll,
Stop.
I
I think I get distracted by Thessakira
oh sure, blame her.
because she
Is
is
such a babe.
saying such obnoxious things this whole time that it just totally throws me off my game. So
I think
that
she
happened.
I think she keeps asking you about Cassander. Like
yeah, that's very distracting.
and not in a like taunting way. Like
Yeah.
I think she's kind of like you're really fighting for true love.
I suppose you could call it that. We're in the middle of a battle, though.
To blame.
Well,
True blade.
yeah, I know. Shunk. But listen, they're like
Okay, look, like, yeah, I mean, like, it's just very
Shoot.
important that I get home, because Cassandra's there, and yeah, so... Shit.
no. Well, why did you leave them in the first place?
Because I needed to prove myself upon the field of honor.
Why? If you love them, you don't need to prove anything.
Cassandra understands this fully. It's not only for them, it's for me.
So really,
I need to prove my worth and my lineage
to you, not to them.
for both of us. Cassandra understands this. We've discussed. Damn it!
He just wants to hit that.
Who suffered next?
Oh, did I suffer?
Mm-hmm.
I probably just tripped and fell while I was walking towards them saying, you do not know whom you whack. Just
Well, not well. I think two of them actually pick you up, and they start cackling at each other like, "If we tear her apart, perhaps a Hera will reward us both."
Really rude.
And they just start pulling.
Good points.
Who prevailed?
I did.
Starting at 13, 14.
I believe I was lowest at the 14.
Yeah, because I got 15.
You had 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how you do something cool.
So I ran into that doorway carrying the pillar
Of the store.
of the store over me as lightning rages around, shocking harpies as I run. I have no knowledge of that, but they're dropping down around me.
Then you turn around like everybody into the step over the bodies and then come into the thing.
I more imagine me holding over my head, running into a doorway, and then hitting the doorway. Too wide to
Like
fit.
a dog trying
Yeah.
to take too big of a bone.
Yep,
or a stick.
exactly.
Yeah. Great.
That's
Do you actually like flip it over too? Because maybe one end's shorter than the other.
Well, that was silly. And then he flips it over and clang.
What the hell?
Well, maybe if I grab this end really far over.
Meanwhile, the heads are like, "You dumbass!"
Every time he hits the doorway, that's when the lightning shoots out and kills like a bunch of harpies. So if
my
he's still
God.
being effective, he's just doing it in a really moronic way.
He like
Oh my
stands the
God.
pillar up, walks through the door just to check to make sure he can go through, and then he picks it up and walks into it again. I don't know.
And the harpies are like, just ah! We're not screaming as harpies, we're screaming in frustration. Ah!
Fantastic. So Kyria, at the end of her chain is a sort of like the inside of a lantern where you can put stuff and shut a door and use it for shit. She puts in the tongue of the siren with the blood of the Hydra and sets it aflame and starts to swing it in the air until you can hear the wail of the siren, and brings the harpies further away from the people as they run and tries to hit them with her chain as much as possible as they sort of are drawn towards one location.
Nice.
Dope.
Three or four harpies. I'm standing in my battle pose. 3 or 4 harpies come swarming at the same time. As they do, I wait for the opportune moment. Use Hermes' daring to just wait for them to attack. Then swing my spear around, slitting all of their throats. As one comes down, I stab it, and another one comes, I shield bash it. And then I just stand there.
Dope.
Like I said, third quarter,
Yeah.
dropping threes, sports ball. All right. So that means that you gain the advantage of the Sakura, who is impressed by your sweet spear moves.
Damn straight.
And now we go to the threat phase of the battle. So during the threat phase, the players have to decide whether they are clashing with the bad guy, or whether they are defending the against the disasters that are caused by the bad guy. So I think here we have to isolate the leader of the Harpies, and I think that all the other ones are shriveled and stringy haired, but there is one who still has that maidenish beauty and full body. And as you battle the creatures, they rally around to her as her eyes roll back in her head, and with a booming voice, she commands them. Finish what the mortals began. Destroy the Temple of Hera.
I mean, I'm okay with her.
So here are the disasters.
That's not inside her wrath.
Here are the disasters that are going to happen. The Harpies are going to shred the Temple of Hera, and that means that they will be suffering. Like, even in its dilapidated state, Hera was kind of like, it's still a temple. But if it's completely destroyed, then she will not let the miners forget about it.
So that'd be bad. Okay.
The second disaster is the death of Thessaloniki.
Happens.
It may be a noble death, sacrificing herself to protect perhaps one of the heroes,
But
redeeming herself.
isn't this her?
That's her, but she can still die doing cool shit. Have you not read Myth?
No, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to
no.
use it. Yeah.
Just it's after she helps.
Okay.
And yeah, so those are the
two things.
The two things. So you must choose if you have to choose if you are defending against one of those things or attacking the leader of the Harpies.
I am attacking the leader of the Harpies because I have a cool idea for her.
Okay.
If it succeeds.
I want to be on the defend track. Just in general, my characters.
Okay, but you still need to pick what you're defending. Are you defending the Templar? Or are you defending Thessaloniki?
Well, last time we chatted first, so I want to make sure
Yeah.
that other people
Talk it out. Figure out.
I was thinking the temple before Thessaloniki got thrown into
I'll go
the
for the
mix.
temple.
Okay.
I can defend the temple.
Okay.
Would you want to?
Not really, but it might be the best. To be like, but baby, I defended your wife's temple.
So you can
When
put
you
your
say it
pillar
that
back in there.
I mean, I got nothing.
What were you thinking?
I could go either way. I might smash some Harpies.
Wait.
I think having
so,
at least 2 on
hold
the
on.
attack might be good.
I think let me clarify the contest.
Mm-hmm.
I think the attack option is actually pleading with
The Harpy leader.
yeah.
Pleading?
Well,
Like
arguing
incineration?
Yeah, arguing or what have you, basically
Oh.
saying, no, show mercy on these people because they know not what they do.
Yeah, that changes my.
I'm gonna
thing
go
then.
the other way. For the whichever one is more blood and Valerie.
That's going to be the defend contest.
I will defend.
Right,
Shit,
then
I
I'll
defend.
be defending then because that changes things.
Oh, so the temple's defend, right?
Stopping them from tearing up the temple is blood and valor. Stopping them from or stopping Thessaloniki from dying is blood and valor. Pleading with the chorus of Harpies to let the villager to call off their attack. That's going to be arts and oration.
Okay.
Since I have her, I will do that option. I'll defend her.
Okay.
I will also defend her because I'm bad at. Then
I guess I will use my massive art and oration.
Yeah, I tend to art
talk.
and orate, but if anybody else wants a chance to speechify, I'd be fine with that.
None of us.
So who's at the temple at this point?
Same as all of us.
My 8 is craft and reason.
Yeah.
Not
None,
right.
of,
I'll
none of us
try.
are.
Oh,
I'll
I didn't
try
know
it.
that.
Yeah, none of us have a 8 in arts and oration, guys. I just do it a lot. That's what Jordan just does naturally.
all right,
I guess
then.
I'll stay at the temple then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
So I'm defending her.
Okay, stop. Who
Collaborate,
is defending Thessaloniki? Raise your hand.
I
Who is defending the temple? Raise your hand.
I will do it.
Who is pleading with the gods? Raise your hand.
Yeah, I guess that's what's happening.
Okay.
I want at least 2 people on that one to make it work. No pressure, Tony.
Oh, that's all right. What happens, happens.
He also has the extra D10.
It's true. Yeah. Does that get added no matter what?
It better because there's really no other reason to
Yeah.
This
Use
is
it.
Yeah.
help me help you.
Okay, yeah.
Help me help you. Help me help you.
I'm trying to figure out.
So it's gonna be blood and valor. at the
No,
top.
this is a better idea.
Oh God.
It's still going to be arts and oration.
Fuck.
So the
Rob, you're scary.
the one I know I'm
It's
flailing.
a song contest.
No.
It's the musical
One
episode.
one harpy lets out a wail and says or rolls her eyes back and then says just we will destroy the temple the Temple of Hera, and then another harpy stops and a different voice comes out of her and says, "Stay thy hand, husband, or you shall see my fury upon Olympus." So if you're attacking, you're settling an argument between Hera and Zeus.
Oh, fuck.
That
So-
ain't good.
I'm going to defend.
Yeah, definitely do not put in that argument.
I ain't getting in that shit.
But if you don't if nobody attacks,
I'm attacking.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm with her.
that means that if you lose, so basically the attack is an important part of making sure that the island is fine. If you win the finale but you lose the clash, you basically get a mixed success. And an island currently being argued over by Hera and Zeus
Is always going to be a
sounds like a real big mixed success.
Yeah.
Seems like it's gonna get fucked either way.
Oh yeah, it is.
So, let's resolve the defend contest first. That's blood and valor. That's going to be the Harpies. And that's going to be... Let's see here.
Hey, come on. Give me a die. Do you need name die?
No, it's a D10 name die.
Could I possibly
Kyria?
get a name die?
Are we...
Oh no, we can't do it if we're not in the same thing.
Right? Is
Oh.
the...
No, you can because you're all in the same area.
Oh,
Oh,
because
separated
we
by
left.
dreams.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dibs.
Okay. I will help
Pasiphae,
you.
Can I get a little help with my friends?
Yeah, let me find a D6 for you.
Now I'm a hot commodity
Okay, I
now
have to
that
pull
I'm
it out of
a
jail.
DA.
Hang on.
Which means it gives us a higher.
This
chance
one
of
was
beating
rolling
you.
well for a while.
Okay.
Work
I'm
release.
also
That's good.
rolling a
That's
D8
progressive.
to
That's a
write it.
progressive dice
Is there
policy.
one that isn't the same as mine?
Uh-huh.
So anyone defending against the Harpies also must inflict pathos before their contest because this is happening in the air.
So would that be Sarah and I?
Yep.
All right.
And if you lose, you also take pathos.
All right, I got it.
What up, Doman? You're defending that for me.
I'm using a lot of Bond stuff this time.
Good.
I have like one left.
Well, I feel like last time I wasn't good at like reminding you, like, you can do that. But also last time you weren't going up against opponents that were really hammering home pathos, and you're like,
helping me out with my pathos.
You're awesome.
all right.
You're awesome.
So that is 13 on that defend roll. So
I'm
before
saying
you,
that any help I provide, I'm still just.
who's
following that.
defending?
I am.
You are.
I'm defending her, so it's
Okay, so you're defending,
but
but you two are defending the temple.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so you are the only defense between
The dark arts.
between
Jordan's love life. Jordan's fake love life.
Do you have a favor of the god, like a bond to the gods that you can call in?
I don't have a bond to a god. No,
Okay.
I honor a
Please?
god. Oh, I mean, I use divine favor.
Yeah.
I use that.
But no, there are also god bonds too. But
Yeah.
you don't have
Oh, right,
And I
but we're
don't have that.
humans.
Yeah.
We're not demigods.
Mm-mm.
I used mine.
Ain't no demis over her.
Okay.
Mhm.
that. Okay, so it looks like you're ready to go, Tony. So declare your deeds and
Right. I, iron-minded Polybius, with the help of Athena, and Pasiphae, will defend
the Sakura.
the Sakura. Ooh.
That's a +4 though.
The hers gets added to mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you
No.
still keep the top two.
Oh,
Top
really?
2 plus the D4.
So 13.
So 5, 4, 4, and 5.
13.
Yeah,
13.
You prevail.
That was close.
That was close.
What was the thing? Was it 13?
It was 13.
Oh, okay.
Holy sweet shit.
Damn. Damn.
All right. All right.
I will go next. Thalia the Heartforger, Scion of Hephaestus, shall roll this and hopefully stand her ground to defend against
The
the
Temple of
destruction
Hera?
of the temple. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up.
Oh, you fucked up.
Did I?
That's a
Oh,
plus-
I thought
it's
you
a
were
plus
lying
4.
to me.
It's a +4 there.
Oh wait, no, okay, no.
14.
No, okay, so that's 10
10.
plus 4.
14.
That's 14.
You prevail.
Boy.
Oh yeah! I don't like it when you call my dice.
Lionhearted Pasiphae,
Nice to
daughter
meet
of Hermes, has called in the divine favor of Apollo and the assistance of Kyria. And this is Resolve in Spirit, right?
No, this is Blood and Valor.
This is
It's
Blood and
Blood and
Valor?
Valor, yeah.
I'm gonna swap that dude.
So how
Oh,
are you?
no, wait! It was more than that. Because that's a 7.
What's that?
So that's 13 and yeah. Yeah, so 13 so 17.
Oh, nice. Holy shit.
Yeah, because it looks like a 1. Because it's
Okay.
right next to the 1 too.
Okay, wait. I want to make sure I have the right dice. So, epithet, name, Blood and Valor, Kyria's divine favor.
So who called in bonds on those rolls? Did everybody? How did you got to?
I got one from Pacific.
Okay, so when you describe everything, make sure to pull them in the description.
And I got one from Kyria.
Okay.
13?
Whew, that was close too.
You prevail.
Shit,
All right.
A lot of 13s being rolled.
Mine
So,
was after this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
let's resolve that contest. So you rolled
7?
13.
Yeah.
I
You
also
rolled 13. You rolled
Oh, yeah.
17.
They look really similar.
So, since you're defending Thessakira, you tell us how you defend her and who do you need to tag in.
Her, Pacific.
Also, if you used a divine favor die, talk about how that god helped you.
Okay. So, once again, I see basically just a cloud of
Harpies
flying towards me and
Thessakira.
Thessakira. Sorry. And so we just kind of do the whole back-to-back thing. We fight for a while, back-to-back. I stab, she slices, and then all of a sudden we get split up by one harpy, which then is about to slit her throat, but then Pasiphae comes in. Do I let her describe or do I?
No,
Okay.
you're driving.
Pasiphae comes in and decapitates it right at that moment.
And then she immediately throws up. No.
Yeah. And then her and I decide to charge the cloud as we just keep slicing one by one, killing. I stab. She slices and slices. Then all of a sudden, I get ahead of her as she kills like 2, and then I run ahead, and then I crouch down with my shield. She takes the hint. We nod at each other. She runs. I do this. She jumps on the shield. I push her up. She launches, and as she launches, she slices upwards with her sword and cuts a harpy in half.
Nice. And which god did you?
Athena.
Okay. The old Athena fastball special.
So after assisting my good friend Polybius, I call in the knowledge of Apollo to understand the workings of a harpy and realize that the best thing to do is to slice off their wings.
Right. Like you do.
Yeah. So I then run around and just start shearing off the wings of harpies left and right so that they bleed out through the very important veins that I assume are squeezing through their wings.
Squeeze.
And I target the ones that are trying to pull apart the temple.
Okay. Sarah?
Yes. So I will stand my ground with the assistance of knowing our fierce and loyal leader is behind me. I will stand my ground and just use my spear and shield to just stand my ground and not allow anything to get past me while staying in the doorway and using the insight of Hecate. Right?
Yeah.
Hecate. Sorry, I wrote it down phonetically so
Me
I wouldn't
too.
screw it up. So Hecate, knowing that, if it blocked the door, it'll be harder for them to get in. So just rah.
Okay.
No, you shall not pass. Rah.
All right. So, those who prevail get 6 glory. Those who are best get 13.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Shouldn't that be rounded up?
So it should be 7 glory. 7 glory and 13.
I just hit 80. I'm sorry.
Did you?
Don't worry, guys. I just hit 40.
And you're the one they're sending in to handle this. This
I'm only 11 away from 120. That lead really bought me a lot of time for everybody else to catch up. Everybody prevailed, but Sarah was best.
Yeah. All right. So for the argument going on between Hera and Zeus, I'm gonna roll 2d12 because so you take the highest of this plus
2 1s.
So that's going to be a 16 to beat.
If we offer a name dice, is that
You've already
We've
participated
already
in this in the
Oh,
contest.
never mind. I'm sorry.
I'm using a pathos too.
Yeah,
Do
you
you
can
have
always
a-
spend pathos for another
Huh?
dice.
Say, do you have a bond to a god?
No, I have a divine favor. I'm using a divine favor too. I'm fresh.
I don't know if I
no,
can win.
I have a divine favor.
Physically impossible.
How many D8s are you using?
1.
Call in some
Plus
favors.
6, plus a divine favor if you get a 4.
If you roll perfectly, you got
If
it.
you roll max, you could do it.
Call in a bond on Kyria. You'll get a D8. Or me! Oh!
I gave him a D8.
Oh.
Can I?
That's the D8
Okay,
that he's
so
using, I'm
What about your epithet?
I didn't call you in for this one.
Oh.
I called you in.
My
Oh,
epithet
that's
is
right.
my only D8.
You
I
could pull
did
mine
too.
in now.
Okay.
Because I'm at
You can
80
call-
now.
Oh no, I didn't.
I
call
will
you
do
into this
that.
one, though.
Paths Faye.
That works.
Here, let me find you the good D8.
All of them are the same.
Yep, that one.
Yep, you just wasted it. I want the other one.
The other one rolled a 7, so whatever.
Do you want me to go first, Ethan, since I'm ready?
Sure.
Kyria, the storm-eyed scion of Scythia, with the assistance of her good friend, who did I take a bond with for him? Domon, and the knowledge of Apollo. I will face this contest of arts and oration, and hopefully not fail. That was nothing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your dice is useless.
So 12 plus 4.
16.
You
Holy
You did it!
prevail.
Thank you, Apollo, for that plus 4.
God.
Don't think Domon at all, because that was a 1. Holy shit. Ugh.
That was close.
You don't have to do this contest.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to.
What I do?
He wants to get that sweet, sweet glory if he can.
14. So close.
You took the wrong die off of me. That was mine.
So,
Because you took the wrong one.
Domon,
You could have gotten it.
tell
Both
me
of
how
them
you
D8.
suffer.
I would like to argue the fact that everyone needs a little bit sometimes. And putting this pillar into Athena's temple might be good. In other words, the worst argument you could make.
Well, also the fact that you said Athena's temple.
Yeah,
Instead
that
of-
one.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Honored gods, the leaders of those that are worshipped by us mere mortals here on Earth.
Hey, boo.
No. I understand that your woes are your own, and far be it from me to tell you what you should or should not do. Your eyes see further and grander than I will ever hope to see in my entire existence.
Beseech.
But we beseech you,
There you go.
that you do not use these mortals' lives for your own argument. We hope that there is something we can do to help this come to a close. And this is a lot harder to argue than I thought, because they're both dicks.
Yeah, there's no real winners here.
Yeah.
Could you argue you're a dick, be dicks together?
But at the end of the day, the god that has caused the most trickery this day is Hermes.
That's a good move. Like, I mean, you guys are mad at each other, but he's a fucking asshole. Like, he's the one who.
Perhaps this could have come to a more soothing, equitable end if Hermes had not interfered. If there's anything we can do to assist, we have brought the prize back. Just advise us what to do, O wise King and Queen of Heaven, Lord of Sky.
I'm gonna keep talking until
Queen
you
of
stop.
Hearts.
So, because you won the clash, you get to decide what's at stake for the island.
Okay.
Like, do they still need the pillar? Can they live free without the need of the artifact there? And if so, what defenses are there to keep people like Thesakira from robbing the gold mines?
Again.
But you all get to
Yeah,
decide
yeah.
that. It's not just Jordan.
How much
And
time
you
perhaps
Turn the Harpies into guards?
You also get to determine the domain of the finale contest.
That would be craft and reason. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
So how
we can
can you use your craft and reason to
do the
We
finale?
can turn
Do
the
the thing.
Harpies into defenders of
Yeah.
Krios.
Perhaps, yeah. We might be. Well, could we?
Or Thesakira. Yeah.
Turn
Her fleet is now.
Maybe this will become her base
Yeah.
of refuge.
Yeah.
The great
so-
pirate queen defends
This will be
Krios.
her.
Who's gonna fuck with them now?
This will
And-
be her pirate haven.
who nobody would expect a pirate haven to be on an island that supplies the rest of the world with gold. So,
Son, you don't need the pillar. So what do you do with the pillar?
I mean,
Give
I'm
it to
assuming
Hermes.
either Hermes would want it or
No,
the
you-
Harpies would want
you
it.
guys will get it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, it'll be our trophy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Scafosi me Scafos now
Yeah.
has a storm surrounding it.
Yeah.
It'll be like the
We're
painting.
we're
in,
the coming storm.
Blades in the Dark.
Yeah.
Ooh! That was my favorite.
So does that sound good to everybody?
Admiral.
So
sounds good to me.
might I suggest this?
Yeah.
I think the craft and reason contest is so you pitch this to Thesakira.
Mhm.
She nods and winks at you. All right. If I'm going to go legit, I'm going to need a really kick-ass boat. And so you are going to build the boat from using your craft and reason, and if it's cool enough, she'll stay.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. Who is participating in... Who is building a vessel worthy of Thessaloniki, the Pirate
Remind
Queen?
me before we go, if I just offer up my assistance, I get...
You get a glory and a bond with that person.
1 glory and 1 bond. Running really low on bonds.
Well, we'll get some back too at the final
This is craft and reason.
stage. Yeah.
I'm also really bad at craft and reason, and the dice are not with me today.
Thank you for not
Tony,
giving
are
me
you
the
in?
giant ass one.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
Oh, cool.
May I ask for your assistance in this?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
1, 2, 3. This is 4.
Do you know how hard it is going to be yet?
Can I have assistance
Yeah,
from you,
here it is.
Pacife?
Sorry, I should set that. So she's rolling her name die and her craft and reason die, which are 2d8. And the strife level, or the strife number is 12.
Oh, okay.
Not the worst.
All right. Well, iron-minded Polybius will take on building a boat with the help of Apollo and his knowledge,
Okay.
and also the help of Pasiphae.
Okay.
It did some good chopping down of trees
Oh, yeah.
for him. So.
Some fine lumber.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tawny, thank you.
Haha, that's the good die, right?
Yep.
Did it roll an 8?
Yes.
Fuck yes!
I
15.
got 15. Wow.
You prevail.
Sweet
Who
day.
else is
Thank you.
participating in this contest?
I will. Thalia Heartforger, Scion of Hephaestus, with the help of our fearless leader who gave me instructions on how to do this. We'll also bring in the ingenuity of Hephaestus.
That was a good one.
And hopefully not fail. Wow, that's what am I looking for?
Your top 2 plus your d4.
9 plus. What's the number? I'm 13.
12.
11.
Oh, I'm sorry, that didn't roll great.
You suffer. Are there any others who wish to ply this contest?
The storm-eyed Kyria, Scion of Scythia, with the daring of Hermes and the assistance of Pasiphae.
I also
And
cut down
Domon.
lumber.
Yeah, you're cutting down lumber.
I'm carrying things.
She will.
Wait, can you call in 2 bonds?
He gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Got you.
And then, yeah.
I cut down lumber for so many people.
Wow. Wait,
Oh,
1, 2,
the dice have finally
3.
turned. 4,
Did
Try to sound
I
less
rolled
happy
that,
about
right?
it.
Yeah.
5, 7. You rolled a 7.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You suffer.
Damn.
Was Domon not really helping too much?
I got a 5, a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 1 and a 1. He was one of the 2s, so he contributed.
I helped-ish. All right.
Tawny,
I
this
gave
was
you
a
the
1.
shitty trees.
How do you
I'll
get
put
this
that in
through
the jail.
door?
Yeah.
I rolled a 1 there too.
Sorry, I gave you the.
Really going in
Sorry, I invented particle board and then gave it to you.
I tried to put a spell on
balsa
it.
wood.
It didn't work that great.
I cut down balsa trees.
So
by
what
accident.
what god did you use favor with and fail?
Herpes.
Oh, he hates you.
I think he's actually going to hate everybody a little bit.
No, he likes me.
Yeah,
He's
well.
one of the gods from this adventure, too.
Yeah. But you took his prize from him.
But I used his favor earlier and did goodly.
Well, that's because he thought you were going to give him a thing, and you took away his cookie.
I want
All right. So, who suffered?
Me.
All right, tell us how you suffer.
Who suffered worster?
I totally hammer my hand.
Oh,
Like, it just, yeah, it's nothing. Just, ow. And pass out because I'm bleeding.
okay.
I tried to put a spell together for the ship and was mixing like a pouch of things to put for like fair winds and all that stuff. And it didn't react like I expected and made a gas that knocked me out.
Ooh.
That seems pretty
Who
legit.
prevailed?
I did.
Who is best?
Iron-minded Polybius?
Yep.
Because everybody else fails.
The only one who didn't fail.
And you're lucky because otherwise that would have been some mixed results.
Yeah. Whoops.
So, how do you...
Well, with the knowledge of Apollo, I suppose I'd help draw up the plans for the boat. And,
Make sure it actually happens
yeah,
correctly.
make sure it goes down.
All right.
Stop us from
Cut
making
down
too
the
much of a
good
mess.
trees.
So,
For you.
what is the fate of the island of Krios? We shall see when we return with our final part of our adventures, the Exodus. Please be sure to tune back in to see how this story ends.
Oh my god.
And welcome back to the Exodus of the second episode of our run of Agon. The first part of the Exodus is the destiny of the island. And because you successfully won the finale and the clash, strife is overcome, and the island's destiny is bright. So I think our final the final element of the episode is Thesakira standing aboard her brand new standing with the miners admiring her shiny new vessel. And she leans over to what was the name of the miner woman?
Malaysia.
What's that?
Malaysia.
Malaysia, and says, well, I mean, I'm still getting gold. You're just giving it to me in exchange for doing what I normally do, which is, bravely attack ships and sinking bad guys. I think I can get used to that. I mean...
It's very daring.
Very daring. Hermes would be proud.
Daring indeed.
Well, it is daring.
Daring do.
I just hope that you don't... I just hope that you're not going to find me less attractive because I'm settling down.
Don't...
I like you a little better now.
A
little bit.
I just make myself busy with something else.
I mean, if you... I wish you the best of luck in your journey home, but if you can't find it...
Maybe make our way back to Krios sometime. I don't know. We'll see.
I can't believe that shy little thing is your leader.
I take back what I said about liking you more.
Well, I feel like we're about even now.
I like you more.
I don't like you.
That's all right.
No fighting.
Feeling is mutual.
Well, onto the boat.
Yeah.
You call in too many of my favors to dislike me, so I'll take that with a
So
grain of
now
salt.
each hero player
Me, though.
records a great
Oh.
deed from which the hero remembered or a trophy that they seized in the adventure. Now remember, you can use these as advantage dice in later on.
Oh, not right. Like, okay.
Well,
Like if I had taken Giant Slayer, I would have needed to be working on a giant.
yeah, like as long as
Okay,
it's
all right.
appropriate.
How about a harpy feather?
Okay.
Do I still have the Pillar of
pillar?
Storms?
That actually is basically the magic item that you get. Because they're like, well, you don't need it anymore. We got Thessakira.
Yeah.
I think that I will keep the blueprints and be a naval architect.
Okay.
I'm gonna go defender.
Oh, Harpy Slayer could also work.
I was gonna
as
go
a-
Harpy Slayer, but what if we don't come across Harpies again?
I'm sure. You
Harpies
know
are
me.
still
I'm a
not-
soft touch.
Okay,
You're
so I was
Rob,
like, they're flying. They're kind of like Harpies.
I'd be like, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So I already have Giant Slayer. I'm gonna go Killer of Harpies so that it sounds better when I list them all.
Right. I was gonna say. You
Oh, so wait, if I'm saying feathers of harpy,
you actually have an actual harpy feather.
right? So it doesn't count as like an epitaph. Or
No.
whatever. Yeah.
Lionhearted Pasiphae, the Giant Killer, the Giant Slayer, and Killer.
I like
of
that she's
Harpies.
rehearsing on the boat.
Yeah.
What did you go with?
I was trying to find a good way to word like Master of the Siren's Call or
Master of the Siren's Call.
that works. Okay, that okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go
I mean-
with that.
You just said it.
This is not the game where you're like, I only get a +1, right, guys? Like, this is...
I'm trying to rework the naming of my first great deed because I'm trying to just find that better too.
Sure.
I'll just work on that in post though.
Yeah.
All right. Each hero player records legendary virtues for their hero: acumen, courage, grace, and passion. So, you ask the other players what legendary virtue you think that you got here, and then basically based on their choices, that's what you record.
Mhm.
So let's go with our glorious leader.
What did you guys think?
Acumen.
that
Acumen.
I did?
I was gonna say Grace. You were good at talking us out of shit.
Go on.
Oh, I don't know why I marked that for me. I was thinking it for you.
I'm gonna go with Acumen.
I'm very acumenated.
Mhm.
Until
And
now.
Polybius.
That was part of the joke.
What do we do with virtues?
At the end of the game, you'll basically total them up, and that will help you choose your eventual legendary title.
Okay.
Like you're probably going to be Kyria the Wise
Courage.
or something like
You
that.
rushed in whether or not you were going to fail, and just did the thing.
I'd say passion.
Acumen for that sweet ass ship that
Sweet.
you got at the end. Good. Did you give him one?
I'll go with courage.
Is that one of
Just
each?
Polybius.
Nope.
Okay.
I still don't have grace.
Hi.
Pasiphae.
Courageous.
I would also say courageous.
Yeah, I'm gonna say courage too.
Yeah. Makes more sense for this
It's very courageous.
You're going to be Courage AF. Domon.
Passion?
Yeah, I'm going passion.
You're just very passionate about everything all the time.
I'm gonna give you an acumen because you talked the hell out of those harpy heads.
I'm gonna give you a grace.
And
one. Try to be like Grace Kelly.
Thalia, passion. Okay, I think I'm gonna give you passion for the episode. You definitely had moments where you were fighting
I will
the
also go
passion, that you
passion.
have with Zeus, and
I am also going to go passion, as when you were challenged on whether Hera was going to be tough or not. You're like, being chased by Hera is fucking like, bitch,
Fucked.
you want to?
I'm gonna go with Acumen. Okay. With your ability of trying to stay out of the Hera Zeus situation.
Nope.
With passion, you
Alright.
rush into that shit.
so now we are on the voyage to the new island. The first step of this phase is the fellowship phase. Each hero player asks one question to another hero. That player answers, and then both heroes take a bond with each other. And then we basically go around until everybody has asked a question. Questions can include, or create your own, what's one of your best memories of home? What did you think of that island that we just left? Do you yearn for or fear? What drives you, and what do you think of the gods?
Kyria, how do you feel about our beloved pirate queen?
I believe the answer is...
Podcast listeners, she just pulled her hood up over her head.
I believe the answer
it has
is...
little cat ears on it.
Is
Oh,
Merp.
it does. I forgot. Merp.
It's Merp. The answer is Merp.
I forgot that it had ears. I like this a lot more now. Okay. Now it's staying up. I felt she was a very passionate individual. And I think we're lucky to have met her. That's what I think. Thalia.
Yeah.
Are you at all worried now that we came across both Zeus and Hera in our latest adventure?
Always.
Well, sounds right.
Okay, Thalia, your question?
Polybius,
Mm-hmm.
what's your favorite color?
Blue.
It's your name.
What is your quest?
I feel like those would be really appropriate today.
It's
Yeah,
your
very
favorite
much so.
color.
Domon, ask your question.
Persephone, do you still feel as if we should give this Pillar of Storms to your god?
I mean, straight up, I think it would be the best use of our time to give it to Hermes. Because, like, having this thing around our ship could just cause us to crash into things. And if we give it to Hermes, not only do we gain his favor, but then we don't, like, crash into shit. So, yeah.
Called Nas.
Nitrous oxide
Oh my god.
is the joke that Ethan's
Yeah,
making.
I got that.
Okay, just you looked confused, so I was.
I was confused where he got to that.
We have a sacrifice later. Maybe,
Sure.
maybe
Oh,
we can try.
And I take one for Domon there. Thank you. Kyria.
I'm required to talk to you by law.
Tell me what it is you wish to accomplish in gaining all of this glory. What is it at home that awaits you?
Why are you so much better than me?
Truthfully, my journey home isn't my end goal. I'm more interested in remaining in the world and finding out more knowledge and more information. I grew up learning and I want to continue learning.
All right.
And then has Domon been asked a question? You have, right?
Well, I asked.
But you haven't been asked?
It's okay. Everybody's asked one question. So
okay. Okay.
All right. So then, the next phase is the offering. So everybody erases all your pathos after the fellowship phase.
I have a lot of those.
The hero with the greatest current glory leads a sacrifice to the gods. Each hero rolls in a contest of resolve and spirit. The target is 10.
Not a good D8s.
So, epithet, name, and resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Do I pick which deity we're doing this to?
It's your own honored god.
Okay. You feeling pretty good about it?
Feeling pretty good about that one, yeah.
This isn't a leader test, so... Alright. Okay. So, the target is 10. Who suffered?
For the podcast listeners, that was Tony, Jordan, and Ethan.
Who prevailed?
Me.
And who is best?
14?
Or are we adding all three of them together?
No.
No, it's still your top 2, unless you spent Divine Favor, and then you add that.
Okay. Did you define favor?
Nope. I had 2 d8s, though.
Oh, okay. I was 11.
14.
All right, you gain 10 glory.
Woo-hoo!
You gain you gain 5 glory. Everybody who suffered gains 1.
It's good for you guys to get a chance to catch up to
Oh
me.
yeah,
so.
look at this bullshit. I meant to do that.
I didn't say I meant to do it. I said it's good for them to get a chance.
So the best
to catch
hero
up.
gains 1 bond with a deity.
See, I told you Pops wasn't mad at me anymore.
And each hero marks 2 divine favor with their own honored god.
Okay.
If you are past divine favor, if you already are at 2 or have extra, let me know.
I got 1 extra.
Anyone else? Okay, so Aphrodite, and who's your honored god?
Athena.
Athena, okay. You mark those really quick.
So wait, how much did I just get? Was it 6?
5.
5, yeah. And Aphrodite. And you were offering to Hecate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So who suffered in that?
Me.
Me.
Ooh, so if all the heroes suffer, okay.
Woo. It was close. It was a close thing.
Because all right, okay. So now we check leadership. So I think the I think there is there are some crew members of Thessaloniki who do not wish to become upstanding citizens of guarding, gold
Krios.
miners. So I think they steal Thessaloniki's old ship in the night and light off on their own career as pirates, and it is up to you to hunt them down. So this is going to be a contest of blood and valor. And they are not very good pirates because the target is 3.
Oh, they're D8.
Shit.
Cool.
Target is 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
So, epithet, name, and blood and valor, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my Master of the Sirens call in
Okay.
this water fight.
Now remember, once you use it, it's done.
Oh, then I won't do that. Never mind. I didn't know that.
Because it's basically a D10 you use for one contest, and then it's done.
That's fair.
Because you want that one callback in mythology, but if you don't want to spam the Medusa head.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. Better than me.
All right, who suffered? Really?
No, I didn't.
I wow, like those dice really left you. Like they were like, third act's over. See ya. Who prevailed?
Hey, Lionheart.
All right. What is your roll?
I got a 9.
I got a 12.
I got a 9.
10.
14.
Damn.
All
Rolled two
right.
7s.
So the best hero chooses which among the band will be the leader for the next island.
Oh, hey!
You're picking me?
It's your girl pass.
And everybody gets 3 glory.
Everybody?
Oh, sweet.
Oh no, wait. Everybody gets 2 glory. You get 3.
Yes! I made it to 80!
Nice.
You said we get 3? 2. Okay.
I like the idea that like the guy the guy is like recruiting, like, come, we will have adventure, we will have excitement, and you just like shank him. And then the guys are like, nah, we're good. Thank you.
Like, nice try, buddy.
No. Oh, we were here to
Yeah.
we
On your way then.
I really love being a fisherman now.
There you go.
All right, time for the Vault of Heaven. Let's see. I think
It sounds like a really awful level of a strip club.
coming to the Vault of Heaven, Hecate. I know.
Aphrodite.
Ooh. No, that's too cheesy. It'd have to be like a Medusa.
So-
Aphrodite, we would be the one that's dressed all cute and whatever. And then
So did
Medusa
anyone
is the one
use
that's-
Divine Favor and fail?
Yes.
Probably.
I did.
I did with Hermes.
I did one.
I don't remember, but I
You did with
probably
Hermes? I think you did with Hermes.
I did not.
Okay.
I think I did.
I think you
I
still.
used his favor and unfailed.
I think you still have displeased him.
Actually, I think I failed the one that I used Apollo. Now that I think back.
I'm going to say that by using construction to save the day, that you have pleased Hephaestus.
Yeah, sweet.
But by denying Hermes his prize, you have displeased him. And in the matter of Hera and Zeus's arguments,
Oh, boy.
you have pleased one and displeased the other, because there is never a tie with those two.
Yeah, I know. I figured there was
The
no...
question is,
Ooh.
Domon,
Yes.
who did you displease?
Way to go, Domon.
Hey, man. Hey, Poseidon.
No, between Hera and Zeus.
Oh, man.
Thank you for that
So that
answer.
does kind of feel like a
Yeah.
Domon answer.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you piss off Zeus because you're like, Poseidon, man, listen, she's out your league. Zeus is way better than you, dude.
It's all between Zeus and Hera. I don't know, Poseidon.
yeah, and I think Hera, like, I imagine Hera is like next time she sees Aphrodite, she's like, I kind of get it, like a little bit, like maybe if we were at a Dionysus party, you know, but God, he's dumb as a stump. No, he makes stumps look like Hecate.
So we
Stumps can at least count.
pissed off Hermes and Zeus.
Yeah.
Tutoring.
So that means that everybody gets a divine favor with Hera, and a divine favor with Hephaestus.
Sweet.
But we pissed off Hermes and Zeus.
Yes.
So does that mean we would mark a star in Hephaestus and a star in Hera, and then we would mark Wrath?
Hermes and Zeus. That's
and
correct.
Hermes and Zeus? Okay.
But Zeus is Bay.
Not anymore.
Wrath.
I screwed up last time, and I marked a thing in both sections. on
I've got
everyone.
the master
Okay.
one. So
Too.
So wait, I'm sorry. We had.
So the top part is favor, the bottom part is wrath. I didn't realize that last time.
Okay.
For our YouTube buddies, I'm gonna put that in our camera.
oh,
Kind of a cool map.
a
It
quick,
doesn't look
also a
good.
quick reminder: who was best for the offering?
offering.
The offering role.
The sacrifice.
Yeah, was that Tony?
That was me.
No, not the leadership role. The one before that.
That was also me.
Oh, okay. Because you now have a bond with the deity. A bond, not a favor.
I can take that with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Hermes again.
Who did we piss off? Zeus and Hermes?
Zeus and Hermes, yes.
Okay. And then we made happy Hera
and Hephaestus.
Yeah, you only need one more with Hecate to lock her constellation and be one step closer to home. To get home.
That's weird. Hecate has 2. Some of them.
No, they have 3.
They all have 3.
But
Some of them are just hanging out.
Okay. But when did we get a second favor with Hecate?
I think you had one from last time.
Yeah.
And you got one today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know we had.
How do you know what constellation belongs to what person?
It's above.
It matches the below, so Hecate is on top, Hephaestus is.
You can't just tell which constellation is which.
I mean,
Option 2, ask Jordan.
I didn't know. I just used that.
Yeah, I just assumed that they were matched.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They correspond to the planets.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because
super
I'm
cool.
a big flippin' Sailor Moon nerd.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out to watch us play some more Agon. We will be back in 2 weeks with another exciting adventure with Pasiphae leading the charge this time.
Yay.
It's fine. I'll just take my D10 name and keep on
Crush
trucking.
you all. We'd like to thank Evil Hat Productions for sponsoring our show. We're also sponsored this year by Arc Dream Publishing. That's the right one. It's the right way. Yes. Okay. Just making sure. We're going to be doing a Delta Green show for them later this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're also going to be doing Masks Season 2 is going to be coming up after Agon, as well as Things in the Flood, which is our Season 2 of Tales from the Loop.
Zweihander.
And we've got
Spoiler.
some great one-shots. Zweihander, apparently this week, Tawny is on board with Zweihander as opposed to maybe not.
Go back and forth.
She really does. It's fun. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up. We hope that you tune in, and we also have a lot of great stuff in our vault. We've been doing this long enough now that we have a pretty cool collection of older games as well. So if you want to check out one of our games, make sure to check out our YouTube archive or our podcast edition, wherever you put podcasts in your ear holes. You're gonna be able to do that with all sorts of great games. So if you hit the end of this and you're like, I want to listen to more stuff, it's a great time to listen to one of our shorter broadcasts to do that.
Or you can catch up on Masks before Season 2
Right,
starts.
that's the biggie, is to make sure that you'll be there for Masks for Season 2.
And you'll understand my spoiler.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. We also like to take this opportunity to honor Mr. Terry Jones, who passed away on the day that we recorded this, as one of the members of Monty Python, which anybody who plays role-playing games has a love of Monty Python. Like I've the joke that I've been making today to kind of help me deal with the loss of somebody like that is that even though I am significantly older than most of the players at the table, I can still make Monty Python jokes and they will run with them, and that's great. That speaks to me of the timelessness of their intelligence and their absurdity, and like I feel like Monty Python is that type of thing where if you don't get their joke, you run out and research it because you want to know what they were referring to. Like if you don't know what the Spanish Inquisition was, you Google it and you figure it out.
Or
And
if you've been to Catholic school and they mentioned this.
Or you've been to Catholic school,
you
yeah.
knew what it was.
But we all hold Monty Python in a very close place in our hearts, and it's very sad that another one of their members has left us. And Terry Jones, he is also has a reputation as somebody who is a historian and a comedian. If you haven't watched his Medieval Lives documentary series and you're a dungeon master, you should go and do that, because that is the easiest way to get information on that period without having to dive into a bunch of crusty old history books, because it makes learning fun, it's easy, it's digestible, and it gives you great ideas for game. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything.
Just that the world is a little less funny now, and at the end of his life, he suffered from a rare form of dementia. So maybe if you can find a charity, maybe donate.
That's a good call. All right, so wait, sorry.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Well, for Theater of the Mind players, we are
Tawny P. Thompson,
Ethan Hexted Anderson,
Sarah Babe,
Jordan Fishburne,
Tony Cheek.
And as always, our lovely and talented Lord of the Board,
Brad Davies.
For all of us here at Theater of the Mind players, I am Rob Wieland, just reminding you that life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. We'll see you next time.